What the fuck is up? That red box. There you go. What the fuck is up? This is the Ash Montoya show. Official first episode. The last one I recorded, I had to remove it because I had audio issues, and you weirdos were watching the whole thing talking to me while there's audio issues. Like, why didn't you say anything? Like, are you guys like deaf, dumb, and blind? So ridiculous. Alright, we got a huge show today. Lots of exciting things going on. First on the docket, we got Sean Evans. Sean Evans from everybody's favorite series, Hot Ones. He broke up with his girlfriend of 2 days. Not just that, she does porn. And for some reason, this was a whole media spectacle. All right. That he does porn. I mean, come on. Like, that they dated for 2 days. The fucking middle school relationship. Give me a break. But we have a video today by Mr. Adam, as our favorite streamer, Neon. Just kidding. Calls him.
No Jumper. Coolest
We
podcast.
have a video with her talking about it. I didn't even like pre-watch this, so I might shut it off if it's too boring, but let's go ahead and watch it. What the fuck's wrong with this? Play capture. There we go. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, we could do it like that. I want the opposite. This. No, this goes here. No, this stays here. This goes in the little corner. It goes in the cuck corner, because that's where Adam 22 is. In the cuck chair. All right. All right. I'm gonna make sure
In
the
the
audio is
world, and
working.
today I'm having a conversation with someone who I have been in the headlines with.
Oops.
Over the past week or two. Melissa Stratton is on the couch. How are you doing today?
Hey guys, I'm good.
How are you dealing with this new
I'm gonna make
rush
sure the
of
audio is
attention,
good,
the
so
likes of
none
which I guess you've
y'all
probably never really
pretend
dealt with
that it's
before?
working.
No, not at all. I mean, I like to kind of like stay in my fun little adult industry world. This is a very different kind of sphere where my name's been lately, and I wasn't expecting or used to the amount of hate that I've gotten. You know, I do get a lot of hate online for what I do, so that's okay, but this is just like a whole other level.
Yeah, being an adult star, you can only get so much hate from like within the adult star world, but then as soon as you really start to hit those headlines, you get a totally different taste of what the world thinks of you.
Totally different taste. And they're very creative too. I feel like it's not just like people calling me a hoe or like whatever. I'm used to that. That's okay. It's like very creative insults that I was like, damn, that hurt more than I thought it would.
You will be miserable.
You know that here's the thing about women. They can't take insults. She is, you know that like in this video that she's doing right now, to the public, she's all like, it's fine. People call me a thought. Ha 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 ha. Ah. But then after the cameras go off, She goes to her car. This happens when she's sitting in her car. And she calls up Sean. They call me a thought. Oh, it's okay, baby girl. Anyway, so you said one time in a November 23rd, 2023 Twitter post that you said that you like when people call you a thought. Now that is very interesting. Why is it a problem to you now? And do you he's a robot. Sean Evans has no soul. All right, his wife or his ex girlfriend. Did this get taken down? My stream up? Keep fucking up. Is it good? All right. I will watch the language I've gotten taken down for certain content. Actually, it's mostly copyright. A lot of these YouTube channels now are copyright. Like I think Hot Ones and even like Jubilee, which I don't know if I'll watch Jubilee later because of that. I think a lot of those are copyright. Joe Rogan's copyright. Um, even before the Spotify, he was copyright because I remember showing his videos on screen in the past. So yeah, really dumb.
Fair share of the blitz.
Yeah,
I can only
definitely.
imagine.
So okay, how did you start hanging out with Sean Evans? Let's start from the beginning of this whole
You
tale.
So
wanna
many
know?
people have done videos on Jumper, especially since the Lena Gate. Ever since Lena Gate, people have made so many videos, so it's pretty safe. And like these videos are still they just talk about raunchy stuff. I don't think it's about what you say. It's about it just has to do with copyright. I think.
No,
I do. I want to know how you guys met.
you have been at the start and at the end of this, okay?
The start.
Yeah, you ready for this? So the very first time he messaged me, he DM'd me on Insta, and
Why would you
it
have?
was at your
Why would you have an OF shirt? I don't understand this. Even if you did it, like, and this is the thing: the OnlyFans logo is literally a ripoff of the Odd Future logo. How is Tyler the creator needs to sue OnlyFans? He needs to sue them. It's literally a ripoff. It's a ripoff of the logo. It's so ridiculous and blatant.
birthday party, your Plug Talk No Jumper birthday party.
He was not there.
No, he wasn't there. He DM'd me while I was at the party, and I remember that because I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I'm a fan of the show. Everyone's a fan of Hot Ones. Like, I
Right.
really respect him, and I think he's really smart. That's usually my type. So I was like, "Oh my god, this can't possibly be."
Anybody that says their type is somebody who's smart, somebody who's kind of funny, they actually don't like anybody. They actually don't know what they like. They just have an algorithm of made up words in their head of what they like. I don't want a woman that's smart and has her
Him, so I showed my girlfriends that were there with me, like, "Oh my god, look at this," you know. And it was funny because he said, he was like, "Hey, just curious, were you into bald guys?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta think of something funny to say back." So we all were like, "Okay, say like, well, do you know who Johnny Sins is?" You
Right.
know. So that was the first time that he talked to me.
And how do you think?
Imagine if you met your girl the first time by talking about Johnny's sin.
That he discovered you? Was it potentially from me tagging you at the party, or like just other
No.
people tagging you at the party, or you think he just happened to be digging around?
I think he happened to be digging around. I really don't know. I asked him that. He just said on Insta, you know. So I was just like, okay, like I'm not that hard to find.
Okay.
But yeah.
And had you ever really dealt with like a famous dude before, or was this kind of the most famous dude that you've dealt with?
I would say he's definitely the most well known.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like I really do keep my personal life private. I don't really like blab about everything, but like this was the first person that like I went out in public with and we were like, you know, like going places and doing things together.
So
So
what was the first hangout like, and where did it take place?
Okay, first hangout was in Chicago because that's where he's from and that's where I'm at.
Okay.
So we met up that weekend. So I think it's funny, like if you took a picture with Sean in the past couple months in Chicago, I took that photo for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? People would be like, here, take a picture. I feel like
Boring.
his show demographics and content that I do. So it's, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he didn't have a problem with me posting him. He was tagged in the things that I posted. It was mostly just my IG story, because I wasn't trying to like brag. I was just proud of the person that I was with, and the person that gave me that opportunity to go to the Super Bowl.
Right. Most people don't really get to experience that.
No.
Yeah. So the way that I found out about it was Lena mentioning it to me, and she said, "Hey, I seen Melissa Stratton posting all these photos with Sean Evans." I'm like, "I saw that too." She goes, "But I also looked at Sean's and I noticed he didn't post anything."
I know.
And I said, "Huh, that is interesting."
Well. Okay. So the thing is, Sean doesn't post a lot in general, and he doesn't post his personal life. So I didn't really think anything of it. Like that's just not his brand on social.
This is so gay. And Adam 22 is gay for even being interested. I don't think he is. He's just a what do you call it? Algorithm seeker.
Me, I
Algorithm whore.
post a little bit more.
And then basically, I don't think I've talked to him since then.
Okay. Yeah. So he said he knew you. And I was like, oh, do you like follow him? Like whatever. And so that's so funny because I saw that he was following you at the time. I think we've both since been unfollowed, but it's all good.
Really? I didn't actually check.
I
think I DM'd him as well and he didn't respond.
Yes. I think that ship has sailed. But
no more friends.
No, yeah. No, so he was following you. He knew about you, like whatever.
Okay.
And so when you asked me, like, do you think this is funny? Should I post it?
Before I posted the tweet saying that your pussy was fire, I asked you if you would find it funny, in part because I just in my head assumed this isn't a real relationship. I felt like I understood that you had a situation. I don't actually know the technical details of your situation, but I thought that you had a situation going, so I thought that this had to just be a hookup and that it was being like erroneously reported by the media to be a relationship.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that comment would be funny. And then as time goes by, I start to realize like, oh shit, it was a little more serious than I acknowledged.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
You did tell me it was okay though, because otherwise you would be in such a good place to just be like, "F you, Adam, you're a fucking asshole. I never want anything to do with you again."
Well, you are an asshole, and yes, f you, but it's all good. It's all good. No hard feelings.
Lena's very into me not upsetting sex workers with my internet hijinks, so like for sure she was my first concern
and
as well.
we're an easy target too. Like I feel like we're very easy targets. I get it, but no, you had asked me, "Is this funny? Should I post it?" I said, "Yeah, go for it," because a couple things. I learned my lesson. If you want to come in my DMs, it's a safe place. Okay.
So you won't expose anyone. That's actually really good to know.
I'm not going to expose anyone.
These girls that always thought, oh yeah, guys can come in my DMs. Now, but if you do things like you say hi, send a dick pic, what they'll respond with is, oh, here's my link and OnlyFans. 25% off or whatever they say all the time. Now a lot of these women will they'll do negotiations with you. Some of these, depending on the performer, some are pretty open about performing with different types of new people. Especially if you're like an established, like let's say you do call you're a guy, do content yourself. They might reach out to you. And also if you're like a press or a podcast, they might reach out. A lot of these I've known people that are just like me that I've interviewed these type of women before. I've never had I've only had one person. I've had at least maybe a couple people I've done next work channel. have appeared like in the video, but uh, they, but those are like amateur people. But a lot of them they will go on. Some will even go on here. But that's usually because it's negotiation. That's a promotion, press. It's a blah 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 blah. Uh, even I had somebody didn't end up actually going. It didn't end up not being a thing, which I was surprised. But I had a friend a long time ago. Him and his friends that made music and stuff. I'm not gonna say who this is to not possibly embarrass some people, but they gonna make music with uh Riley Reed. They said they offered to like pay her to like appear, and she's like, yeah, I'll do. And I think they were in talks. It didn't end up, going about it. It ended up being a thing, but yeah, some of these people they are open, but here's the thing: none of these women, not even the amateurs, are gonna. They're not gonna respond to you. They're not gonna be like, ooh, oh. They're not gonna like sex you. They're not gonna meet up with you. They're just gonna send. They're gonna either leave you on scene or send a link to their link, get some money out. That is the only thing. People, guys, need to stop living in this. And why is Plank at Entity in the background?
And that's not my
Because
vibe.
that's like a primary fear of a lot of guys when they go to DM a porn star,
For
right?
sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, unless like they were proud of me and wanted to like be real about it. But listen, I'm not into like a media relationship.
Okay.
It's too hard. I can't take the heat. I'm not Adam 22.
Yeah.
I'm just a nice girl from the Midwest. Jesus.
So
But
you're gonna bang any of these celebrities that are swimming up in your DMs?
I might. Sounds like fun. You know, I'm kind of on the rebound, but
Really?
yeah.
So you're on the rebound. What does that look like for you? Do you like hit the club? Are you on the dating apps? What are you doing?
No, definitely. No, I always get kicked off the dating apps just because of who I am. So I don't know. I don't know how they like.
That is such BS. Why would they kick her off? I guess maybe I know that dating apps, they don't allow. Yeah, I don't think they allow you to like promote your OnlyFans and stuff like that. But they don't kick you off just because you're that is not a thing. Um, at all. It doesn't exist. Actually, dating apps are super liberal and doesn't make any sense. Call BS on that. What do you think? Her and Sean Evans' 2-day relationship. Sean Evans is the type of guy when he talks. He times everything. He's just robotic, so he just is like he's like this. He's like he's like so like he'll be like okay 1 minute and 42 seconds. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when he gets to 142 mark, he goes 140, 143, 140. He stops and he goes next position, oral. And so that's how Sean Evans is because he has no he's a robot. All right, that's how Sean Evans has said. He times it in his head by minutes and seconds when he does things. And yeah, that's probably why she left him. He's like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah. And like, come on, like I love hot sauce. I love wings. They aren't that cool. Let's be real here. Are wings really that cool? I like pizza more. Like I love American food. I'm not one of these people that lives in America and doesn't like American food and only eats sushi and Indian food and that fucking gay shit. But I love American food. I love Southern food. I think some of the, like soul food is some of the best food I think in existence. Um, I think I always say Mexican food. Mexican food is my favorite. But uh, dude, soul food's like right there. I think Mexican food beats it, but it's I think that's like the second best food ever. It's like soul food, like Southern food, if I'm being honest. Especially like barbecue and shit. Just like the some barbecue chicken, mac and cheese, green bean, like that good stuff. I'm not talking about cheap stuff. Like you get some like Southern like black grandma makes that for you. Well, I mean that a Southern black grandma is a better chef than um Gordon Ramsay or Anthony Bourdain's gay ass. Okay, black grandma from the South is a way better chef than any of them. They're way better chefs than even the top chefs. Like, let's be real here. I forgot I'm still watching this video. But yeah, Sean Evans. He's a
Find me or figure it out, but like I've tried like Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, whatever. Like no, I can't.
I have
They
heard
kick me
this
off.
from infinite girls
Yeah.
on the dating apps that they just can't stay on there, that they just won't allow it.
No, yeah, they kick you off right away. So that doesn't work for me. Plus, I want people that want to know me for me. So it's usually like friends of friends or
Mm.
industry adjacent. I don't want to date another porn star. Our lives are really difficult. So I think you have to find somebody with a different type of difficult life,
Mm.
in terms of like schedule and, health concerns and like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, plus I'm not ready either, like I really did like Sean. I'm a relationship girl. I'm usually I usually have someone that I'm sharing my life with. And I think that's why people are saying like, "Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you this, do that?" Because
I don't mind. I kind of joked about it earlier, but I don't mind women uh doing their own thing. Um, I actually prefer if a woman hobby or interest or something they go for, and so like I'm somebody that's always doing their own thing a lot, and I'm kind of busy with my own thing, so it's kind of cool to have somebody that has their own thing going on, and then when you guys have downtime, you see each other a while, the bond is stronger. I like that. You can talk about the things. Yeah, I could talk about my the videos or the other uh activities I do, stuff like that, and then she can talk about hers. And we're kind of different, but we have our own thing. I like that. What I don't like is when a woman um she has her own thing. She's extremely ambitious. She makes her own money and stuff, and she um is like above you guys. I need somebody better than, and this is what bothers me is a lot of these women, the only guys they can get are like Patrick Bateman type guys, like fucking American Psycho type guys, because that's your threshold. That's where you're gonna get. You're gonna get like weird. scammy dudes that have pyramid schemes, social climbers, psychopath type guys, and like shit you see in like the movie Gone Girl, or like those movies about the yuppies, those Hollywood movies about the yuppies. It was like, oh, he was a sexy businessman, but he turned violent one day. Like those are the type of guys. Those are the only guys you're gonna get. You know, and that's it. That's the only guy you're gonna get.
Yeah, I normally have someone close to me because that's just what my personality is. But this was the first time I kind of like took it public, and I regret that.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too. I didn't really take it public. I'm referring to like the like posting about it. You know?
I mean, because you could have potentially gone to the Super Bowl and not took photos together, not had him put his arm around you, not held hands, all these little things. And in that case, I mean, for me, that
what kind
would,
of a relationship is that, though?
right? That would be hard for me to
like,
do.
how rude.
To just be acting like we're strangers.
I've heard the Super Bowl even happened. Remember when those basketball Americans shot up that Super Bowl event thing? Remember that? Those basketball, even Adam 22 knows a lot about basketball Americans. He has a giant basketball as a table.
While we're in the club or at the restaurant or whatever.
Oh, the club photo. You want to hear about the club photo?
Yeah.
So that photo, so that was the after party of an event. So we all go in together. We're at like the booth behind the DJ, or at the DJ's booth or whatever. And the club photographer came up and took some pictures of some of the celebs that were sitting there that you guys have seen. And then he came back and was like, "Can I get a picture with you two?" I think he was just trying to take pictures of girls, like whatever. But he saw that like Sean and I were like together, and he's like, "Can I take a picture of you two?" And I looked at Sean and I went, "Is that okay? Do you want a photo of us together?" And he goes, "Yeah, no problem," and like leans in. So not only did we we were asked if that photo was okay, I asked him. We took the picture. Then he had the photographer send him the photo, and then he also sent it to me. I was like, "Here, you can have this pic." So like, Sean facilitated all of that. It wasn't me in the club like, "Oh, let me get a pic," you know, like.
And it seems
for as much
like
as people would like to believe that,
he's a really smart guy, so it's kind of hard to believe that he didn't see how this was eventually going to play out. But I guess having not really like done the public drama media thing, maybe.
Dude, Plank in the corner right there. I don't know if you guys can even see it on the screen. I should probably make this a bit bigger, but yeah, you guys can see it. Plank has more of a personality on it. All right, I have to take you. Shit, I'm gonna pull Hassan Piker and just disappear. Nobody's watching this right now, anyways. But I'll take a shit.
He just didn't really know.
That's a big joke because it's like that post nut clarity. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
But it was months of nut, right?
Maybe.
Okay. I always have adult star females tell me that when they start dating a civilian, that there's a litany of different cringy things that they say to them or behaviors that they exhibit.
Huh.
I'm just curious if Sean Evans gave you the, "Oh, well, you all these big dicks, so like I don't think you're gonna like my talk," which I've just heard so many girls say that dudes will just be like really, really like lacking confidence when they realize that you've guys with much larger penises, right?
No, quite the other way around. I think Sean has a lot to be confident about, and he never like questioned that. So
he's well endowed.
I didn't say that.
Really?
He is a great guy. There was a reason why I liked spending time with him.
How big is his penis? Go like this.
I never saw it. I don't know.
How was the sex overall?
Well, sex with me is fucking fantastic.
I can confirm.
So.
But in terms of like with him, like how good of a partner was he in that regard?
Let me say something like really cringy and cheesy, but I'm a Virgo and he's a Taurus, and that's like a total match. So
really,
take that for what.
So you're gonna blame it on the signs?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. That makes sense.
I mean, like I said, there was a reason why I really liked him. You know, so.
It's crazy.
I think that was unexpected too.
What, the attention or the fact that you ended up liking him?
The fact that I ended up actually liking him, and I mean, I thought he really liked me.
So at first you were like just kind of intrigued by the novelty of like, ooh,
Oh, for
I'm gonna
sure.
bang the hot wing
And
guy.
I think he did too. He's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking take a porn star to dinner, like, haha. But then we're like, wait a second, we actually have a lot in common. We like spending time together. There's like that energy match kind of thing, and it was really easy,
Right.
So,
damn.
Oh well.
Okay, so where do you go from here? Is it just business as usual or anything new that you're leaning into in regards to all this?
Yeah, I've gotten like the most response I've gotten was people want me to do feature dancing, which is like where you go to like strip clubs and you do like stage dances like that are promoted. I don't know.
Get a laptop from Sean Evans' ex-girlfriend.
A lap dance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you said, laptop.
Oh, what, did I?
Yeah.
My brain's
I
falling
will
apart.
not be giving out laptops. But I will be dancing topless and I will do lap dances. I'm shy. I'm usually like, in front of the camera, not like touching strangers. So that's like a new vibe for me, but I love what I do. I was actually a professional ballet dancer back in the day, so I can
Really?
throw down. Like I'm pretty graceful.
That's interesting.
And I don't mind performing. So you'll see me on a stage soon.
That is funny because like Lena got the feature dance offers back in the day, and at one point she was gonna do it,
Yeah.
and then she just ended up being like, you know what? Like I just don't think this is me. Like I just can't picture
scary.
myself going in front of people and dancing.
Yeah.
It's just like, which to a lot of people probably would sound funny, like, oh, you can suck multiple dicks at a time, but you can't dance on a stage. And it's
a different environment. It's a different vibe. But I think too, this is my job. This is what I do. And the offers that I've gotten, the money is insane.
Really?
So I was like, all right, we'll do it. Yeah, the deal's not inked yet, but there is a press release out of an offer that I got recently that I'm exploring. So
wow, I'm happy for you because
Thank you.
I said to Lena like at least once in the past, I was like, I feel like I'm surprised Melissa isn't like bigger or like more well known. Like obviously you've been doing your
What?
thing forever, but I just
Why do you say that?
I just feel like you're like really hot, and I was just surprised that you didn't have like the million followers.
You think
yet
everyone's
at that
hot
point.
though?
No, I think you're really hot.
Thank you.
You and the True Kate tag team. Like,
Oh my
you
god,
two together
I love
is
her.
yeah.
I love her.
That's your bestie.
That's my bestie. Yeah, she's out of the country right now.
Is
but
she
I
really?
miss her.
She's always on an overseas sex mission.
Oh, she's so busy. Yeah, overseas sex mission for sure. She likes a European guy, Like she's always trying to like find somebody. But
Not you. You don't think you could be with a European?
no, I definitely could.
Okay.
I love like all things French. So I go to France a lot. I love it there. It's just really sexy. I like that weird accent.
I know somebody from France you've been to France
I know.
with.
Not to name any names, but I do love every French performer in the industry has Melissa Stratton as a fan.
I don't know if I've Eiffel Towered you with a Frenchman before. I can't remember if that was you or
I
somebody
don't
else.
think we
French.
did.
No, that was
Roman
Kate,
Polanski.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
He's
Did you guys
French.
actually like high five?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Trouble.
A lot of guys can't fathom high fiving the homie while you're both having sex.
I
but
find it insulting if
Oh
you
my
don't.
god.
really, yeah.
Like,
What did I just walk into?
you guys should have that moment of like, oh my God, are we actually fucking doing this? How fucking lucky are we? Like,
Men
yeah,
don't
man,
get a
high
lot of
five.
chances to connect emotionally with each other, so I think that you might as well seize the opportunity right there, right?
You can hug your homies in the night. You don't have to do it in the most degenerate way possible. I just noticed that like I'm like really yellow. Might change the light. What does that look like? I hate how there's a delay on the screen. I have no idea what I look like. Okay, that is too much. White? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, we'll do white screen. Do white. Okay. What else? All right, that's just they're sick people. Let's be honest. All right, what do we got? Um. Oh, the Anthony Fantano Leaked photos. Ooh, I talked about this on my other stream. Down. We gotta look at these, and then we'll get into the debate. Anthony Fantano has a new woman. I cannot. This is like the worst setup ever because I can't. Well, it's so bright in here. There's too much lights. Yeah. Let's look at this. She's pretty. She looks like a girl I know. I think it's funny that Fantano left his or well, his girl left him. And I like how he's dating a white girl now. And this is also another Sean Evans thing because bald, 35-year-old guys like, they like paying for OF models. Look at that. Ugh. So look at this. Look at that face. What a sick fuck, man. All right. Let's go. Oh, we got this one. Look at that. He's got those dead Coomer eyes. Sick. I'm about to vomit. All right. Let's go on to this new video that came out because it's a little dated now, but he reviewed Vultures. I think Vultures is an all right album. He obviously exaggerated how bad it is. That's old news. But there's a new video that has dropped. Yeah.
Can you tell me what you had for
He
breakfast?
debates somebody about it. And let's watch this because I already saw a couple clips from this and it's really funny so far.
This morning?
Banana.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. I'm just gonna start it with this. Nice to finally meet you. I mean, I regret that it's under these circumstances. You know, I would rather it be.
Why are these circumstances regretful?
Because I don't know. I feel like it's not the. It's kind of we're we're kind of on opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to this regard. So I don't know. We can have a cordial conversation. I'm just
I mean, I got into this game knowing I would have people disagreeing with me. So I mean, this is
okay,
cool. This to me is
cool.
the best time to be meeting.
Yeah, cool. It's hard to read tone like from Twitter comments. That's what I'm saying. So
okay. Well, anyway, you recently came out with a video that was very much in reference to me on your YouTube channel that was titled "How Political Correctness Ruined Art."
Yeah, cringy title, by the way. I'll just throw that out there right away.
I mean, whatever you want to say. So, that's your video. Also recently, in kind of the lead up to this conversation that we're having right now, you sent me a message saying, that you love what I do, you have respect for me and what I do, but I'm part of the problem. That was like literally kind of what you said. To sort of kind of give you the floor off the bat, do you want to tell me and the audience what you perceive as the problem that I'm like contributing to and just like kind of lay that out and then we can kind of start from there?
Sure. I think the biggest problem and probably the point of my video, I hate this polarization that we're living in right now, the political divide that's present at this moment. And I think, I don't know, tackling these topics with a lot of aggression and a lot of conviction. I understand where you're coming from. You've been doing this for a long time. I understand it's probably fucking tough for you. Like, I have seen all the haters and all the people.
Listen. I'm not having a tough time. I'm fine.
Okay. Cool.
Is the polarization the problem to sort of like get to the?
Yes, and really let me just finish.
Okay.
Encouraging and doubling down on that polarization, with aggressive comments and even I don't know. Let me read a tweet. This is the tweet you.
I love that he's listening.
Wait. I don't know. I'll just quote it.
I love that he's like listening to him, like he's like kind of like used. Like, bro, we all know you're.
How should I feel about that?
How should you? Well, I mean, it's definitely making fun of your video. Yeah. I mean, do you
Okay.
want to know why I would say something like that, or?
I missed it. I muted it.
This is the tweet you wait. I don't know. I'll just quote it. Like
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, just tell me
Said,
what I said
when you
generally. I'll
make
tell you.
when you make a think piece, but you can't think.
Right.
Okay, how should I feel about that?
How should you? Well, I mean, it's definitely making fun of your video.
I just realized I forgot to. I'm live streaming this, of course, but I forgot to record it. Man. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm gonna push record so I don't lose all. Yeah, sure. I'd have to go back and look after I want to download it. Okay. Recording. Yeah. I fucked up. Push record earlier.
Video. Yeah. I mean, do you
Okay.
want to know why I would say something like that, or?
Okay, sure.
I just feel like you made a lot of terrible points throughout the video. I'm having a hard time sort of seeing how you feel polarization is necessarily the issue here, because I mean, you've said and contributed to polarization in your video in your own way. I mean, let me just kind of pull this out of the closet and get a little direct here. I mean,
Okay.
This is kind of a different position you're taking here now that we're sort of on stream than you are in the video. In the video, you say very bluntly,
Okay.
the problem, the greater problem here is that you feel like there is an absolute inability to give shitty people any sort of recognition. Is that the problem that we're kind of facing societally right now that I'm contributing to? We don't give shitty people enough recognition?
No. That's not what I was trying to. That's not the point I was trying to make.
But that's literally the thing that you said is the problem, and those words came out of your mouth.
Those words did come out of my mouth, but well, I'll use this as an example. So you watched the video, right?
No, I watched the whole video multiple times over and wrote notes and pulled it apart.
So you seen the Jordan Peterson?
If he knows throughout this video, he does the full sip.
Segment,
yeah,
right?
I did see that, and if you want to talk about that too,
what did you think about that? What did you think about that?
What did I think about the Jordan Peterson section? I thought it was kind of flawed. I think while it's true you do acknowledge that he does have shitty opinions on things like trans people, I think you kind of overestimate his abilities as a psychologist and as a self-help guru, maybe due to a lack of exposure to other people who do the same. I don't know. But part of the reason that I think you kind of glommed onto that a little unquestionably is that you adhere to one of his.
So Anthony Fantano thinks Jordan Peterson's a great psychologist. That crybaby drug addict's a good psychologist. It's like what my good friend Nicholas Schreck said about Jordan Peterson. He just read a little bit of Young, and he made a whole career just out of that. I might be misquoting, but yeah, that's what he said, and that just perfectly sums up Jordan Peterson.
His most flawed and awful arguments he's made multiple times later in your video, that why should you be able to make prescriptions on how to make the world a better place when you can't even fix your own life? And we could extract that onto figures that you also mentioned in your video, like MLK, for example, who we can acknowledge was a flawed man, did some bad things. Because of that philandering, because of that bad behavior, should he have then shrunk away from trying to fight for civil rights and fight for causes of racial
Fantano, you know, he's one of these MLK guys. He's not a Malcolm X guy. He's an MLK guy. These like Joe Biden liberals, they're always MLK guy. Like, these are the type of dudes that cry on Martin Luther King Day. We all know Malcolm X was the base guy.
Equality, because, oh, well, I'm a bad person who does bad things and I have a flawed personality, so I can't try to fight for a greater good. Do you see how that's kind of like a flawed point?
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but I was more so referring to the I mean, regular Twitter user than people who actually have a platform, because I see a lot of the regular Twitter users that even responded to me and attacked me. I see them as just kind of adding fuel to the fire and not really helping in any way.
But the thing is, like, MLK
right,
had.
let me finish.
But wait, MLK
Was,
had to at one point be just some like regular, average, irrelevant Joe, who was still a flawed. He was a flawed person first. We all start off as flawed people. We never start with a platform that we can then do something good with. So he started out as a flawed person. And, you know, just like any other random Twitter user, was somebody who had an idea and a passion and a point of view at one point that he felt was worth fighting for. You know, I get what you're saying, that like a lot of these people may be coming at you on Twitter are like irrelevant nobodies, but like not all of them may be forever. And at least a few of them may go on to have a platform and have influence that they sort of have some kind of positive impact with, even if behind the scenes or to some extent they are some kind of flawed person that makes mistakes.
I disagree with that because of the notion that the way MLK, and I'm not very educated, you'll probably, I'm not very educated on this issue. I'm not even from the US, so I'm not completely familiar with all his talking points. But the way he approached the whole civil rights movement, it was a lot more understanding and trying to connect even with the racist people, you know, trying to reach them than just like pure attack, fuck you, everything you're saying is wrong, you're a piece of shit person. I think that gets us nowhere.
It's true.
And I think that's been proven.
That's the thing about those old, well, he points out the civil rights movement people, but just people, I'm gonna say before the year, maybe before the 2000s, before the people in the 20th century, for the most part, uh, regardless of what side you're on, majority of them were very well spoken. Yeah, didn't really attack people on a personal level. Like if you watch all those old talk shows of civil rights people or even political people in general, they very sometimes they might get heated debates, but they never got personal really. Or rarely ever. Uh yeah, MLK, Malcolm X, those guys, Malcolm X, those guys are very well spoken people. And I think it's hilarious that people like Anthony Fantano thinks they're like they're in like, or Hassan Pike or those guys think they're part of like the same group of people.
In the last couple of years. So that's just the point I'm trying to make. And just to add on my the point I made previously,
let's face it, Anthony Fantano is the ultimate I have a black friend guy.
Jordan Peterson book, I mean, the fact that he's not maybe not, possibly, I'm not familiar with this, maybe he's not a reputable psychologist, okay? And that's,
well, I mean, he is on the verge of having his license revoked.
Okay. But the fact is that
Jordan Peterson got his license revoked, and in his own words, it's because of the woke mob. No, it's because you're fucking mentally unstable and insult people on Twitter all day for being fat and crazy and stuff. Which, if you're a psychologist, a clinical psychologist, you can't be making fun of people for things like eating disorders and mental issues. It doesn't make any sense. It's not the woke mob, dude. Get over it.
Help me in a major way.
Yeah, which I mean, it could have. I'm not denying that.
And that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this, you may not hold this opinion. I'm not conflating you with your fans or anything, but I saw a lot of people saying like, how can you say that? There's a million other better psychologists than Jordan Peterson. Why would you say that? You can read other books, which is like, I get what you're trying to say, but can I not like acknowledge that something helped me? Can I not be honest about, I don't know, about good experiences I have with certain things because they come from a problematic source? Is that what we're doing?
You know, in this specific case, I don't see an issue with it per se, especially since you kind of acknowledge that Jordan Peterson does legitimately have like shitty opinions on certain things. Yeah. Like the greater problem is that like Jordan Peterson, I mean, you could look at the man's Twitter account. You could look at his speeches. Right. You could look at where he gets booked and does talks on a regular basis. Like, he's not often paid or brought in to speak to groups of people to address that topic. It's more often to address wokeness. Yeah. It's more often to address trans people. It's more often to address, you know, what he agrees is like, or thinks is like, you know, covert Marxist, you know, whatever the fuck. You know, that is often what he's being booked to discuss. I mean, if anything, if he's still acknowledged as a psychologist and as a self-help guy, it's in order to bolster his legitimacy as a man who can comment on these issues. Because it's like, oh, well, maybe I should consider what this man has to say about all of these topics that he's not educated in, because he's a psychologist.
Your point here being that I'm legitimizing Jordan Peterson in a way, so that also kind of
I think you personally did your due diligence in sort of acknowledging that he is a flawed guy, you know, and that he does not have like uniformly great opinions on everything. I'm not personally blaming you for anything. Okay. Let's just like get that out of the way here. All right. You know, I'm just saying, you know, we don't necessarily, though, you could acknowledge that. You could say, I read the guy's book, and look, a lot of people have who fiercely disagree with him and say, you know what, like, he doesn't really talk about
I think it is really bizarre that Fantano is, because he's bashed Jordan Peterson in the past, but I think it's really weird that he's like defending him in a weird way.
A lot of this stuff in his book, and this is just, you know, a separate thing in his world, and that more or less seems kind of fine. And if he just sort of stuck to this and just focused on this, he would probably be overall, like in the greater world, a sort of neutral figure that people generally found uncontroversial. You know, like nobody's attacking the man. Like, the guy didn't rise to prominence because he had like really hot psychological takes. Like, he rose to prominence because he was making a big to-do about, oh, if I don't acknowledge people's pronouns on the college campus, they're going to throw me in jail, and I won't do it. I won't do it. You can't make me do it. That's why he rose to prominence. It's not because he's like,
I don't understand what point you're trying to make here. Like,
well, the point I'm trying to make here is, even if he is good at this one thing, you know, to an extent, we don't need to then give him his flowers, especially since, you know, at that one thing, he doesn't.
Fantano, he wants to be so bad. Well, he is Sicilian. Have you seen True Romance? This guy, he would give him his flowers. Like, come on, what's going on? What's going on?
Doesn't seem to be the greatest in the world at it, and in addition,
wait.
Let me finish my point. This is my point. I have two more sentences. He doesn't seem to be the greatest in the world at it, and in addition to that, it doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to. What I want to say is define the bulk of his influence and impact on the world. Is what I'm saying. When Jordan Peterson is talking, I guarantee you 90% of the time, it has little to do with what is in that fucking book that you read. And it's more on the things that you personally acknowledge make him a shitty human being. Like, he makes his living being a shitty human being, not being a self-help guru or a psychologist, which, again, he's on the verge of losing his license.
All right, so that's like the 8th sentence. That's cool.
Sorry about that. I lied. I'll readily acknowledge. I'll readily acknowledge that I lied there.
I get it. I like yapping. I'm a yapper too, so I can't even blame you for that. I think. I mean, you just said it's okay for me to say that the book helped me, but are you now saying that it's not okay for me to say that? Because
no, you can say it, but the thing is, like, there's a difference between, I think, you know, just kind of personally enjoying something, and even just like kind of accepting on a personal level, like, I think this is, you know, something I can kind of separate from him, and something what I do, which is like, I criticize things, I analyze things, and then I sort of use my platform to boost and expose those things to other people. You know, like, look, I'm not making an argument here that in regards to Jordan Peterson or, you know, even Vulture's one, that it's like some kind of grand sin being committed just by virtue of listening to it. I went on my stream and listened to it in front of tens of thousands of people. Like, if that's the argument that I'm making, then I've just literally committed the same sin that I'm accusing other people of.
Of course.
That is not what I'm saying. I'm not like, you know, I'm of like the same opinion of you that one individual person choosing to listen to this record or read a Jordan Peterson work is not like, some kind of greater detriment, to the state of the world or something like that. But
All right.
I don't think we're doing ourselves any favors by ignoring the idea that actions do have consequences and that,
Okay.
there are potential dangers and downsides to like uncritically praising and platforming things that may be attached to level. This is not my point.
He's just rambling, and he's just rambling because he really has no point.
You could say Russell Brand, you could say Joe Rogan, you could say Andrew Tate. Like even they understand to an extent there is a third rail due to Alex Jones that you should not be touching. Because Alex,
third rail? I don't understand. Sorry.
like obviously Alex Jones.
Those guys are friends with Alex Jones. They've been on his show. They, not Joe so much, but Andrew Tate. Like he's. I actually might say Alex Jones might be still more controversial, but Andrew Tate is. You could argue is more controversial than Alex Jones. Like they're kind of on the same level. I don't know what he's talking about.
Like went too far with what he was doing with his rhetoric, with the defamation, with the lying, with the accusations, with the completely unfounded and unprovable lying. And what I'm saying here is like, clearly he has stood as an example and hasn't been completely replaced in the sort of damage in the sort of damage level. Well, okay. Well,
what about Nick Fuentes?
Nick Fuentes is far, 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 like multiple leagues more obscure than Alex Jones is right now, and will, from what we can see.
That's not true. I was surprised how. Have you seen his like Rumble views? Dude, they're really high. Like he's really popular. Like people don't realize how popular he is. Like he's like, oh, he's obscure. Yeah, he's not on the main platforms, but if you look at his viewer count, it is insane. How like you'll get like at least a lot of times more, but at least 100,000 views a day. Like he is huge. Nick, he is huge. A huge content creator. People don't realize that. And people say, "Oh, he's only famous because of the A thing." No, he was really popular before that. Now the mainstream normies know who he is now, but his viewer count is like he's pretty popular. I mean, even he created that cozy platform, and which became a success, which he created. I mean, he obviously had people helping him and stuff, but yeah, he's not an obscure figure at all. I think he gets a lot of more views than not so much like Andrew Tate, but like a lot of like the figures and stuff. You know, on political, he gets more views than a lot of popular political commentators. He's pretty huge.
Due to how
I think I think he probably gets more views than Fantano now. He's definitely more relevant.
Is that
noxious. True? Yeah, Nick Fuentes is nowhere near as big as Alex Jones used to be at his YouTube peak.
Okay, used to be at his YouTube peak, but when he was
used to, keyword.
Like when
he used to. What is he?
Alex Jones was still platformed and allowed everywhere.
Well, okay, right, but when was he deplatformed exactly?
That's not really relevant to the conversation. Look, here's the thing.
I think no, wait, hold on. I think it is because recently we've seen a huge uprise in like red pill content, Sneeko, I don't know, Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes. That might be it's not a coincidence, right? There was a need for that. Maybe that need was previously fulfilled by Alex Jones, and it needed to just be fulfilled by someone else. And then
Sneeko, he's yeah, a lot of those content creators do get a lot of views. Like Fresh and Fit, and so I think the Whatever podcast is huge now, huger than Fresh and Fit. It used to not be, which is so bizarre to me. I see normies share Whatever podcast because it's how big it is now. It's one of the worst. It's so boring, and it's not even like entertaining. Like Fresh and Fit's actually kind of entertaining, like in like a WWE watching way. But Fire podcast is so boring. I think it's weird that it's more popular. But Sneeko is huge. Say whatever you want, he is huge, dude. Like, um, he, uh, I, I was gonna say, I think he's more famous. I think he might be more because he appears on a lot of people's things and stuff, a lot of streamer stuff. He might be. Oh, he's definitely more famous than Hassan Piker. I was gonna say if you add up all the viewer count, like Hassan Piker might have a very viewer count, but if you add up all like the stuff he appears on, like everything all together, the YouTube videos included, everything, I think he's way more famous than Hassan. CEO is huge. Like he's another one where you realize how big he is. I don't think he's not Aiden Ross huge or anything like that, but I've heard some people theorize that predict that he's gonna be probably within the next year probably the biggest streamer, which I think he might. I think he will be by yeah, by 2025 I think, or by late, I would say late this year, he's probably gonna be the biggest. He's already one of the biggest, but I think he is gonna be the biggest streamer, surpassing both Aiden and um Hassan Piker and stuff. Now he might not have the viewer count like he made or something, or whoever the top person is, but I do think he will be. I don't know though. I could see him surpassing all of those people. I think he will be the biggest uh streamer, and also too, it's like a lot of people say he does have a lot of longevity. I mean, he's been around forever. He always switches up. Yeah, he flip flops, but he always switches up. He always does new things. Um, and so yeah, I think he'll be around. I think yeah, by the end of this year, at least by 2025, he'll be the biggest streamer ever.
You have this huge movement of ignorance, and yeah, you have to
Like
tackle that.
look, I'm not saying that there's like not parallels, you know, between Alex Jones and those worlds, but when Alex Jones was at his peak, he was saying incredibly heinous things, spouting
I agree.
spouting absolutely insane, you know, conspiracies that again landed him in court. And he had a massive YouTube channel, a massive podcast, like a massive following, and just allowing that to kind of quietly.
He still has a huge following. I mean, he still has his radio show. Yeah, his online following might have petered out because he's been banned so many times that the only people left are like his dedicated followers. But um, he's still at Austin, Texas, national treasure till this day.
Esther, rather than actually challenging it, would have long term had more negative effects than good. And on top of that, you know, to kind of rewind on an argument that you were making earlier, and I'm not going to bring up a hypothetical here because I would have to absolutely get, you know, vile and disgusting to do so. But just because there's a demand for a certain type of content, and I think we can, without sort of like spelling it out, imagine how bad this hypothetical could get. Just because there's a demand for a certain kind of content doesn't mean that economically and commercially we should satisfy it. Like, I'm sure I don't need to spell it out to say what kinds of disgusting, abusive, sick, and twisted and depraved types of content there are probably some psychos out there who would demand if they had the freedom and ability to demand and consume it. But just because that demand is there doesn't mean that we should try to satisfy it as a society.
You see, we should try to satisfy it. I mean, that's a very idealistic thing of way of viewing things.
No, it's not idealistic. How you portrayed it is kind of in a very...
I don't think we should do it as a society either, but we've seen it time and time again. Certain individuals...
No, okay, well, let me be a little bit bolder about it. I think we should actively discourage the creation of certain types of content.
We do that, though, and it doesn't work.
Okay, no, it does work because there are certain types of content that are illegal that would proliferate much more greatly and in ways that you couldn't even imagine if we just allowed it to flow out with no boundaries, no limitations, nothing.
I'm not saying no boundary. That's not, my point is not no boundaries. My point is holding people accountable without like completely, I don't know, separating the two, like just, I don't even know how to say this, man. It's just like, I don't like the aggression because the sides get more polarized. And all right, I'm sorry. Wait, I need to regroup. I need to regroup. The point I wanted to make and the example I wanted to use specifically was, I don't know if you've seen recently that documentary on that Kick streamer, that like heinous, disgusting guy.
Yeah,
on
the guy who was basically collecting pictures of teenage girls naked.
So yeah, it's horrible that he has a platform to do that. But why does Kick even exist? We have to go back. Twitch as a platform was extremely aggressive with like all their policies and enforcing, politically correct rules, which is, I think it's cool, but what's happened and what sort of happened in
was never cool. I'm glad Twitch is
as a result of that.
Well, it's not gone, but I'm glad it's like not cool anymore.
Is you get this disgusting, heinous counterculture of Kick, of Rumble. You have these platforms who will enable people who behave like that, will enable people who say problematic things. And now like when otherwise you could have controlled that type of behavior. Now it's just completely loose. It's just completely out of control. So I see that.
No, wait, I'm not.
Wait, let me finish.
I'm not following you.
I see that streamer as a direct result of that.
I really don't get what you're saying. Are you saying that if he was allowed on Twitch, he would be able to be more easily controlled or something?
No, I'm saying because of Twitch's aggression and like draconian rules when it comes to like not saying anything problematic.
But he's not just simply saying problematic things. He's collecting what is effectively CP and posting it on a Discord.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have been allowed to do that on Twitch.
I think that's that one guy that I've seen on. I think they're talking about that one guy I've seen on that has appeared on some streamers' videos and stuff. I think is that like that herb type guy that you're talking about? I think you're wrong.
Have they been less aggressive with their pursuit of justice? The point I'm trying to make is that Twitch would still be the predominant streaming platform if there wasn't so many people fed up with their fucking.
I mean, they're still technically the predominant streaming platform, from what I understand.
Technically, but Kick is a big problem. We can agree on that, right? We're not going to pretend like we disagree on that.
Yeah, but it's not a problem that doesn't exist because Twitch has rules.
I see that directly. I mean, what's his name? Trainwrecks TV. The reason he's the founder of Kick. The reason he even started Kick was because he was banned off Twitch, and he saw that as a direct opportunity. There's so many people that have been banned over realistically small stuff. Not
okay.
Let
me finish. No, I'm stopping you because it's an awful point. It's an awful point, and people in the chat are fucking cringing at what you're saying, bro. Listen,
I don't care what people think.
No, you should. This is a point where you listen. I'm stopping you before. I'm stopping you before.
It shows his mindset. You should care. No, this is the internet. This is the problem. Anything you tell us, the internet, people on there affect.
I'm stopping you before you harm yourself because I think self-harm is against TOS on Twitch. Listen, just because we know for a fact, that the way that the economy on the internet works today and what's allowed and what's not allowed, just because we know for a fact the fact that we don't allow the purchase and sale of certain things in what you would call like a white market, You know, just because we don't
purchase and sale of
just
what thing? Like
just
child
listen.
pornography? Is that what you're referring to?
That could be one thing, or black tar heroin, or slaves,
No.
or
That's not what I'm
illegal
saying. I'm
weaponry.
not talking
No,
about directly.
listen
I'm
to
talking
me.
about
Listen to me. You're
opinions.
not even listening to me finish my point. Just because we know, the fact that we don't allow that in sort of like, you know, the regular markets on the internet, so on and so forth. And as a result of that, that pushes the sale and purchase of that stuff down into the dark web. Just because we know it creates a black market of sorts around that kind of stuff, around that kind of whatever you want to buy, whatever you want to purchase. Just because we know that exists doesn't mean that we should just start taking a softer approach with it in general society. Because, well, it's going to exist anyway down there in obscurity on the dark web. So we might as well just be like open to it generally because it's going to exist anyway. You're completely ignoring you're completely ignoring the fact that there is potentially a sliding scale of exposure that goes on between just rejecting it and making it illegal to an extent and just allowing it to flow unquestionably. Like
I'm talking about the marketplace of ideas, though. I'm not talking about like black tar heroin, or it's a completely different.
No.
Marketplace of ideas is the. I'm glad the internet. What do they call it? What's it called? The intellectual dark web. I'm glad that's not a thing anymore.
It's not just the marketplace of ideas, because you're talking about a guy who makes a name for himself on Twitch, effectively creating a CP subscription service on his Discord.
Who? The guy on Kick?
Yes, the guy on Kick who we talked about. There's a little documentary.
Him specifically, he would be heinous anywhere.
But you specifically brought him up as an example. How are you not talking about him specifically?
I used him as an example because of the ripple effects of Kick existing, of train wrecks transferring over to Kick, making Kick. That's the reason he was even enabled to do that. If Twitch was a little bit more lenient with their approach of I don't know, banning certain ideas that didn't align completely with, like, I don't know, leftist ideology, he wouldn't have been enabled to do that. He wouldn't have a platform as large as Kick like he does right now, which is, by the way, not in the dark web. Kick is a large platform.
No, I know it's not in the dark web. I'm not saying it is.
And because of the ripple effects of that aggression, of that pursuit for justice, which you are participating in too, always try meeting people in the middle, right? I want to approach my videos with to a degree where, like, a Republican could watch it and look at it like, okay, this guy is not just like completely saying fuck you. He's actually made some good points. Maybe I should think about this a little bit, you know? And that's all I'm trying to do with my videos at the end of the day. Now, I can concede to the fact that a lot of my thumbnails and a lot of my titles are like inflammatory, like baity, disgusting to a degree. And yeah, that's unfortunate, but unfortunately that's the best way to drive people to my content. And I feel like my content being as nuanced and as unbiased and as good faith as it is, I don't have a problem with like baiting people into watching it when that might give them a more neutral perspective on things. Radicals from both sides. So that's how I live with myself at the end of the day.
Okay, I mean, I'm sorry to pop your bubble here a little bit, but I mean, I'm sorry, but you personally are not unbiased in any sense, and you're not presenting an unbiased perspective in, from what I can see, any of your content.
I take that back. I can see that.
That's not the case. And
I understand that.
What you even expressed just now is a bias of sorts, because the thing is, you know,
I take that back. I'm not unbiased. I'm not unbiased.
Okay.
Sorry to say that. But I understand what you're trying to say with, like, there's certain extreme positions that we should shun and we should completely.
Okay, I'm done watching this.
Nothing usually about approach. I know.
I'm done watching this. This is boring. I thought it was even more entertaining. The clips I've seen where he called Destiny. All right. What time is it? 9. All right, let's watch. Which one should we watch? first. I think this one I can. All
So
right,
now you can't really see the
we're
gains.
gonna watch a couple videos of people making fun of Fresh from the First Republic cast. There's been a lot of callers lately calling him out, and yeah, I've never.
The line, bro.
Thank you for
I never
having me.
watched this one
Yoda.
yet, but
Hey, first thing I want to say is, Fresh, I'm not coming at you, man, but I got something to say. So
Let's hear it.
So last year, I got at you about your weight, and you still are the same right now. And then Chris,
oh, so he's talking about his weight gain. Uh-oh.
he got fatter. You know what I'm saying? And I know I haven't been watching y'all because I haven't been able to catch the live because I've been busy or whatnot. So congratulations on the new studio. Congratulations on
Oh,
being
thank you.
authentic and keeping it real.
I'll give myself a
and
pat
not
on the
being
back.
afraid to kind of go against the narrative. But this word accountability, Myron is the only one who's truly living by it, and somewhat Big Mo. Because even if Big Mo gained 50 pounds, he still lost 100. What I'm saying is, Myron, how do you feel about Chris and your co-host here, Fresh, not taking accountability, true accountability, into losing weight and being fit? I mean, do
It
you
is
start
called the
feeling
Fresher
behind the
Podcast.
scenes? I mean, I think it would be a great thing if these two individuals really got fit, just like you did, Myron, just like you are.
It is true.
What is
Everybody
it
on
about
there is
Fresh
fat. He is completely correct. Yeah, Myron's like the only one that's like in good shape.
and Chris that is stopping them from getting fit just like you? From exercising every day, getting on their diet, because it's, I can't be the only one that gets pissed off looking at Fresh and not being accountable for his weight. And Chris is worse than Fresh, because Chris is just don't really give a fuck. At least Fresh is somewhat exercising. Chris ain't doing shit. And if he is, he's not doing it correctly. But you both of you have Myron right there. How can you, Fresh and Chris, look at Myron every day and not be inspired by his work ethic and to at least match it? Please tell me how.
Hold on.
Right.
I've been waiting for this day, motherfucker.
No.
Listen, faggot. I've been in the gym working my ass. Oh, hold on, wait, stop.
Oh, man.
I've been in the gym working my ass off, nigga. I just had a networking event with a bunch of millionaires.
Can I hear from Myron?
No, nigga, you gotta wait. So I've been in the gym, bro. Right?
Okay, I'll wait.
I don't know where you've been looking. I've been on Instagram. I post it every day on Instagram. Me in the gym, me showing gains, me showing my transformation from friggin' 4 months ago till now.
He's got that Dragon Ball Z drip. Name a black person that doesn't like Dragon Ball Z. I'll wait.
I'm losing hella weight. I don't know what you're looking at, bro. If you want me to take my shirt off, fucking faggot. But ultimately, bro, I'm losing weight. So I don't know what you're comparing it to.
Listen.
Me, Mo, Chris, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyhow, my accountability is to myself. And if I'm improving, you can't see it. That's on you, my friend. But I am. So fuck you. Okay, go ahead. You gotta be like my number one fan, bro. I swear to God, you're my number one fan. I swear to God, bro. You must be, cause I don't know what's going on, bro.
What'd you say?
I said you must be my number one fan, but you don't watch my shit, so then you can't really see the gains.
No. Listen. I am your fan. I'm rooting for you. But despite the work that you said that you put it in, you're not getting results.
How do you know?
You have.
No. How do you know?
I'm looking at you. All I have to do is just look at your face. You have fat on your face. Should you have fat on your face?
This nigga, man.
Yes or no?
Where's the fat on my face, bro?
No. Seriously.
I see a
Are you
beard.
serious?
I see a beard.
Yeah, to
Nice beard, by
hide
the way.
it.
So you're telling me right now? Wait. You're telling me right now you don't have fat on your face?
Yeah, you know who
Yes
loves my
or
beard,
no?
bro? The girls, bro. Do they love
Huh?
your beard? No, they don't.
How much weight have you lost, Fresh?
Right now,
Tell him, yeah.
38
Oh
pounds.
God.
He's lost 38 pounds, man. People hold weight differently,
38.
bro. Not everybody. Some
This
people might
nigga-
hold weight in their
My face is fat, bro.
might hold weight in their
He's been-
face, man.
He's been saying 30 pounds since last year.
And it's true.
Last year, seriously. I've been.
No,
I've been paying
you know what?
attention.
You know what? This is easy. Mo, pull up my Instagram real quick.
You,
Cause obviously doesn't get those to my
You
my
did.
Instagram or like my shit.
you're taking it personal.
Pull up. No,
You're
no,
taking it
no.
personal,
This is
bro.
you coming at me, bro, with no factual
Oh God.
current data. You're saying, oh, your face is fat,
Dude.
nigga.
My
face is my
I'm
face,
looking
bro.
at
Yeah, this
you
one's probably not that
today.
funny. The other one's pretty
Oh
good.
no, you
though.
know, go to my story. Yeah, no. Let's take it further.
Smile.
Go to my story right now, right? Go to my story.
Okay.
Okay, this one's not that good, but the other one is very funny. We'll watch that one.
What I do is I assess things that need to be fixed. And from watching your show, I've been watching your show for a while, and
So
I
this
believe that
caller
you
he
could
calls in because he has an issue with Fresh. He thinks he's useless on the show, and he's writing a book all about it. And this is actually the funniest Fresh. Right next to Myron crying, this is the funniest Fresh Fit clip. The amount of copium in this clip can power the entirety of Mexico City.
relegate Fresh's contribution to the podcast to 4 buttons on your Stream Deck. That's my one critique. Now, if you need me to go more into that, I also have a book that has been already
Oh,
written
Myron just took the full sip.
on Fresh's contribution to the show. It's called Why Myron Deserves Fresh. It's spell checked by Aaron C. Poxon.
And here's the thing, Fresh is just like, he really doesn't do anything. He just goes, ladies. Okay, check this out, ladies. If your man was only making $30,000 a year, he was handsome, he comes from a good family, he's loyal, would you really still be with him? Or would you go with the $100,000 guy, the guy who makes $500,000 a year, and he's all the same, but he's not really that good? Would you really? Who would you go for? Be honest. That's Fresh. Useless.
I'm being serious.
Garbage.
I've already done the cover art and everything, and I got like Fresh's bio on the back and stuff. It's only 3 pages because that's all I could really come up with as far as contributions. Well, 2 of the pages, one's a cover page, the other one's a table of contents, and the other one's just like a double spaced list of things that Fresh contributes to the podcast. But things that are included on the book, you got the actual body count. There's a lot of things on there. But
Yeah, Fresh claims that his body count is 3,000 people, and I did a calculation of that. And he would have to have, I think he would have to have sex with at least 3 people a day. His entire let's say he started doing it at like let's just say 17, and he's like 32 or something. He would have to have sex with three people a day, 3 girls a day. Come on, I'm not buying that.
I would like to, I guess, propose that book should definitely be out to the masses. So people that hate on Fresh, they should at least pick up the book and know his actual contribution.
So what is your bottom line here?
Please tell us.
My bottom line, well, I mean,
To sell his book.
I think that the Fresh, the hate that Fresh gets, it's kind of warranted. I want to say that Fresh, you do ride on Myron's coattails. You can't really have a show without Myron. You could have the show without you, though. I mean, all you need is like a mannequin with a black trash bag over it. Myron just programmed like 4 buttons. The first button could be like, "So ladies." The other button could be like red flag. The last button could be like, all right, last off
And
the show.
Myron's doing this. He's so uncomfortable. He's rubbing his face. And Myron's actually an anxious guy. He tries to hide it, but I've seen those videos where he's out in public, like at parties and stuff, live streaming, and he has social anxiety. He has anxiety. It's so obvious. I have no issue with that. It's just funny because his whole podcast is he's this guy that can take on any, like, you're a pussy, you. It's funny.
All right.
I'm being serious. Like I mean that there's a lot more, but you only want me to give you 1 point, unfortunately. I've been on the line for like 3 hours.
No, keep going, bro. Keep going.
Cool, bro.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the porn episode that you guys did a while back, I know you guys remember it. Do you guys remember it? You were trying to help guys get off of porn?
Yeah.
Okay, in that episode, Fresh was asking you guys, how do you guys jerk off? Because I guess you guys were talking about jerkins or whatever. What was that all about, Fresh? Could you answer that question?
Wait, what?
Okay, so no, he doesn't remember.
No.
Well,
because obviously speaking, you watched episodes. So, like, what did I say specifically?
okay, well, the topic was about, I guess, you were saying something about Jergens, like Jergens lotion, and then you said, how do you guys jerk off? And I remember Myron, I believe Bills, was like, what? I wanted to know, what did you mean by that when you asked that question? Like, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, I was trolling. I was trolling.
You were trolling. Okay. The other thing, when you said there's no girl who has ever said anything bad about Fresh, do you guys remember the black woman that had the pink hair, the green dress, and she had some dirt on you, Fresh? It was when DJ Academics was on the show.
I remember.
And she's like, oh, I got some Okay, did you ever find out what that dirt was?
100%.
100%.
It was trolling.
What was it?
It was
Can you
nothing.
tell us?
trolling.
I made a whole stream on my channel about it, and it was nothing.
I've been doing a stream on my channel about it.
It was nothing.
Yeah, if you want it, you can watch the
She
whole
was
stream.
just trying to get attention?
100%. It was like an hour stream. But yeah, I broke it down.
Okay. Well, that was like 45 minutes of like nothing. Then it seemed like she really had some stuff, because when the girl asked her, like, oh, would you sleep with Fresh after knowing this information that you know, and she was just like, oh, hell no. So that was kind of like,
Well, to be
That's
fair,
what I like.
something.
That's what I like about I love about this is, well, these guys, they pay for women, and the funniest part is, since they're public figures and they'll pretty much date any woman they'll pay for, that's why, like, I love that we live in this era, because we have the internet, because people can just easily, woman can just log into Twitter and tweet one thing about one of these guys, and it's just instantaneous, the instantaneous shitstorm of yeah, like okay, back then, like, 30 years ago, you couldn't really, a lot of these women couldn't, like, spew dirt on these guys, because they'd have to contact a magazine. But nowadays, we just have anybody can just post anything about anybody, so it's kind of funny that I think it's funny that these guys put themselves in this position. Like, they're kind of dumb. They should know that they shouldn't be doing anything cringe or anything, because these ladies are gonna post about it, tweet about it.
I would never smash her, bro. To be honest, but
Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that you did. I don't think that. I don't. I mean, we all know you don't dabble in the dark.
sometimes.
But well, we also know that you smashed a bunch of whales, and that's how you got your lay count up. The
A few.
thing that I guess would really like to. I mean, hey, you gotta slay some grunts, right, to get that number up. I get it, but Damn, I have a lot of stuff. Okay, well, I guess I'll take it off of Fresh and talk to
Well,
Myron
no,
for a bit.
caller.
Myron.
No, hold on. Before we go to Myron,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you made a 3-page book about me, what I do for the show, right?
Yes, it's a contribution book.
Yeah.
As far as what you do.
What's on all 3 pages? Just so I can clarify and understand this book. Because
the first page is the title page, which is just the title of the book. When you open the book, the first page is the title of the book. Second page is the table of contents, and the third page is the list of contributions that you do. And it actually had to be double spaced so it could fill up the page.
Okay, could you list that out for me?
I can give it to you on Twitter if you like.
No. Just tell me now. I'm here right now listening, 100%. I like the idea. Just tell me what the what's the content.
Oh, it's a great idea. You would love the cover art too.
No,
it's like the black version of Myron's book, basically.
Yeah,
but it's why Myron deserves Fresh. It's actually
I like
I'm actually pretty proud of it.
What's in the book?
Well, I mean,
I should do a stream. I should do a stream where I'm just like reading Myron's book, entire book. I need to do that.
Which is?
Well, I'm not going to give it away.
The problem is, bro.
look,
I know you're trying to be funny.
That's not the important part. The important part is your contribution to the podcast.
You're trying to be funny, but you don't know what I do. And actually, I'm going to brag about it on the show.
Nobody knows what you do. That's the thing.
Exactly.
You have a TV nobody knows what I do.
Exactly. But
I think that's like the best meme in the world because it's like you actually you get it.
Why do I have to explain what I do to you?
Well, the thing is, what you do should be self-evident. What you produce should be self-evident. You shouldn't have to prove yourself to anybody. Myron doesn't have to prove anything to us because everything that he does and everything he says, even in that porn episode, he has some quotables out of that episode. The one thing that he said that I have a comment on that YouTube video. It says, "I'm not fapping. I gotta make shit happen." Yo, that shit belongs on a motherfucking t-shirt, yo. That was some fucking brilliant shit. But to that point,
I love too that
I can't
Myron's
think of
like
one quotable that you
he's
had.
back to anxiously rubbing his face, but before that, for a split second, he's like, "Yeah, that was a pretty good quote." Yeah. And then immediately he's like this. He's like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool too." Man, I just don't want to do this right now. Ah, my earbud fell out. I hate these new earbuds I got.
In 3 years of this whole podcast, except how do you guys jerk off? That's the only thing I can remember from what you said.
I've had a few. Quite a lot, actually.
Fresh just has that energy of that kid that's like that tells all these like white lies and like, yeah, I was out with my uncle and we killed a pack of wolverines. And yeah, I used to know this kid who he swore by it. It became a meme. That this kid swore that he owned a wolf, pet wolf, and then he said, "No, it's at my uncle's house in Washington." And I was like, "It's illegal to own a wolf." He's like, "No, I have a pet wolf in Washington." He had to say Washington because we live in Oregon. And he's like, "No, it's in Washington." And yeah, he Fresh is totally that kid that has to be like cool in front of everybody and tell the biggest lies in the world.
Yeah, but
This is the kid that was, in 5th grade that talked about how he had sex with like all these girls, and so I was like, no, you didn't. You're fucking 11-year-old. Shut the fuck up.
Again,
caller, what were the 4 things that you said that he does?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Said he does 4 things. What was it?
The 4 things that he does for the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he says he networks, so that's one.
All right.
Which that's a big contribution to the podcast.
Okay.
I do believe that the new studio, when Myron was setting it up, whatever, he had all his hands and stuff on deck. I think Fresh was the only one that didn't actually like get his hands dirty.
I like the older studio better.
Is that true or not?
The newer studio seems claustrophobic, I think. I mean, actually, it looks like they have more space, but it just looks smaller. I don't know. I think the older one looked nicer. I mean, there's more things on the wall. Like there's that art, but I like the older one better.
I do not know. I don't know
That's
if
not
that's
his
true or not.
expertise. He put the money in though. That's what matters.
He put some money in. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that is what matters because yeah.
Me
and that's the thing.
Me and Mo are the equipment guy. You know, guys. You know what I mean? Me, Mo, and Andy pretty much like set all the shit up with the sound in the video. Like where they and so yeah, and Bill. So like that's not fresh.
And no, it's a beautiful studio. I mean, I'm not. That's fine. If he doesn't want to get his hands dirty and I just don't think that there's enough passion on his end that there is on your end. I'm not saying that he has to be you, Myron. I'm saying that he needs to bring the same type of experience that he claims that he has. I mean, if this guy has over 1,000 lake counts or whatever,
number one is
you
network.
think you would have like you think you would have better advice to give on, dating girls and stuff like that. But like, I watch all the shows. I watch the, Money Mondays, Woman Hour Wednesdays, and all that stuff. I watch everything.
Stop the cat.
And what I notice is, no, it's true. I watch it all.
Nope.
What I can say
Skip through
is
it a
that
bit.
yes, during,
All right.
Cool.
Okay, man.
I can't say the same for you though, Myron. I can say that. Yes. I mean, honestly, I can't think of the fourth thing. It was like something I really had to really squeeze the brain juice out to try to get it. But I mean, I guess he's got the nice guy game going, and of course, nice guy game paired with money. Yeah, sure, you're going to get a lot of girls that are going to.
All right, caller. Are you aware
for what you provide?
Caller. You understand that to do this show and do this production at this level requires a lot of things to be done behind the scenes, right?
Absolutely.
So you may not necessarily see and appreciate the things that Fresh does, but we would not be here had he not been here.
Fresh could be behind the scenes, though. That's what I'm saying. I think that one show where you had Chris in his place, way better. Hey, y'all, I know you guys like rag on Chris, but Chris is way funnier than Fresh.
Okay.
That's not even an opinion. That's an objective fact.
Well, the whole...
But it's okay. Let him do his job. Let him do sourcing the girls and all that stuff. Like, I get that he has his job to do. But, I mean, I just think, okay, just hear me out. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and that's it. If you were to go solo, you could call it Fit Check with Myron Gaines. Muscle Mondays, Meal Prep Mondays, Workout Wednesdays, Weigh-In Wednesdays.
I didn't even know any of these shows existed. That's how much I don't care about Fresh and Fit. Like, imagine following this channel. I think Pyro or Empire would be a better channel to follow. I need a soundboard. I'm gonna actually get a soundboard set up. I actually have one on my tablet. I'm gonna bring it over. After this.
Just saying.
I'm not going solo.
If you ever wanted to,
not doing it.
That's fine. The thing is, I do think that
I'm gonna take a little. I'm gonna be right back.
Not be there. Well, the hate's gonna be there regardless. Let's just be honest, okay? Yeah. But there are some people that
literally one of the criticisms earlier was saying that I'm too loyal. What the fuck?
What happened? Sorry?
I said they're gonna hate no matter what, bro. Literally, one of the criticisms was, "Oh, you're too loyal. Your friend does X, Y, Z, and you don't agree with that."
The hate is a tenement of success, and I'm not going to take that away from you guys. What you guys have done, you guys are very successful. Even after the whole cancellation, I think you guys have been more successful. But what I think that you could do to make it better is just, I don't know, put Fresh in the background. If he's going to work in the background, if he's going to be behind the scenes, he should actually be behind the scenes. That's just,
So you wanted to see me yelling at thoughts for 3 hours, bro? Come on, man.
No. It doesn't have to be just you. It could be you and a rotating guest of whoever you want. If you want to, I mean, I know you can't have Sneeko because of the whole YouTube thing, or the whole banning thing, whatever, but you can have other people that commonly come in and rotate, whatever. But just people that actually, can match your energy, man. I just feel like he just sits there like a bump on a log, man, and just he waits to end the show.
Well, I talk a lot.
No, that's fine. The thing is, you got a lot to say, and I'm not saying that you just don't waste time, man. But I feel like whenever Fresh says something, it's just like, okay, let's hit the stop clock, because we were going somewhere, but we gotta I don't know, we have to decompress. I don't know if we have to, man.
All right.
That's all I got to say. It's actually more like hate out of love or love out of hate, I guess you could say. Like, this show's great, man. It's great for entertainment. But I just think that there are some things that you could do to make it better. And one thing would be dropping fresh, man. But I know you're not going to do that, you know? And honestly, I had a lot more points with that first caller that cooked you guys. Holy shit, man. Fresh, you're like 3 shades darker, man. But anyway, that's all I got to say.
Thanks, man.
You guys have a good night. I appreciate
So I
you
got my soundboard. I'm going to see how good this is. So we got... What's up? Now I have my soundboard. Is this connected?
going for as long as you have tonight.
I don't know why this got what are these? We got let's see. Got a nice soundboard. Then I can be like Red Bar. There are explosions. That just did. Okay, looks like that just says the bomb. All right. Is that the only one I have installed? Oh, I have another soundboard too. This one I think is actually a lot better. Yeah, this one has all the yeah, this one's a lot better. Yeah, this one's a lot better. Got all the meme stuff, so. All right. What is next? We got. All right, haha, yes. Let's go to Joe Rogan's dad. Now, this is an old video, but really funny. Joe Rogan. I've never talked about this. Joe Rogan's dad on he did made an appearance on Gary the Numbers Guy interviewed.
It was just terrific. And I knew.
All right.
Joe, how you doing today? I'm here and I waited a long time.
Joe Rogan's dad. Yes, this is really Joe Rogan's dad. He's calling out Joe, saying he's a bad son. Let's watch.
Oh, don't worry. We're about to get into it. So first, I want to say a few things. Joe is not here to defend himself, so I will be asking questions on a fair and non-biased way. Having said that, we know some facts of the case. Before we go into Joe and all that stuff, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir. I was born in 1941. You're the snake. St. Michael's Hospital, Newark. I went to primary school.
So Joe's dad is a confirmed snake.
New Jersey, Holy Cross. I went to high school in Harrison High School. Then I went in the Navy. You served our country? 4 years. What year, sir? 61 to 65. Thank you for your service and being a patriot. Thank you. I was a policeman when I came out. I did 30 years in the Harrison Police Department, retired as a lieutenant, and I covered a lot of bases. So you spent 4 years in the military serving our country and 30 years in the police force, correct? Yes, sir. Okay, that tells us a lot about your character. That tells you you're out here trying to serve and protect people, correct? No doubt about it. Tell us not what you have done, but what interests you in life. What type of person are you? I'm a people's person. I love people. And obviously a Steelers fan. All day long. 1933, right, baby? That's when we were born. I started in 1965 as a Steeler.
Joe, going back to you, let's start with August 11th, 1967, the day Joe was born. Tell us about that day.
He was born in St. Michael's Hospital.
Was he a big baby?
He was good size.
Good size, about 8 pounds, 9
7,
pounds?
8 pounds.
7, 8 pounds. Healthy baby?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And as he was growing up, what did you notice in Joe?
He was soft.
Soft?
Oh.
Soft in what way, sir?
Joe was always, he wouldn't get involved with people.
He's soft. What? Joe Rogan. 4'11" Joe Rogan is soft. Isn't he a black belt in jiu-jitsu? Man.
He wasn't a tough kid. He very smart. I noticed that right off the top. He loved to look at books and the dragons and the prehistoric animals, and he knew everything.
He was like a zoologist at a young age.
Yeah, he was very smart. Very smart.
As Joe got older, did you bond with him?
Oh yeah, that was everything to me. And I had to work in the police department. I worked several jobs, but
you did the best you could as a father to provide for your son.
The best I could, and things happened, and they happened.
Okay. Let's talk about as Joe got older, about 4 or 5 years old. Did you notice any characteristics that basically would tell us he would turn out to be the way he is?
No. I knew he had intelligence, but the way he is, I had to laugh about that one.
Could you have ever imagined that he would turn out and do what he's doing in life?
No and no. No at what he's doing, and no to be alive.
No, well, we'll definitely get into that. As Joe turned about 5, 6, 7, could you tell us the type of bond you had right before your ex-wife took him from you?
Well, we were separated like when he was about, he might have just turned 6 years old. We were separated like 9 to 10 months.
About 1973, we're taking it?
Yes, okay. I would say around 19.
So Joe's born in 1967, the year of the goat, and 1973 is the year the ox is enemy sign. So that would make sense that there was a separation during that time. Mm-hmm. Tell us what your relationship was like with Joe during this separation, this 9 months.
I had it. So with Joe, I was trying to be there every Friday for the weekend. Of course, my job didn't let me go every Friday, but I would go over and pick him up every weekend. And I would take him over to my mom's house. We would stay there. And Joe, on Saturday nights, loved to go into the Harrison Pleasure Club. It was an Italian social club in Harrison that I belonged to. Members only, and I used to take him on Saturday nights at about 6 o'clock because the place was closed. And at that time, if you people remember that had been around, excuse me, he would love to go there, sit down, have his Coca-Cola, and I'd give him a handful of quarters. He would play the jukebox. Mm-hmm. And it really got to me to a point that when I heard him talk later on in life about I beat people up, he seen me own the tavern. Wrong. I beat people up. There was nobody in the club but me and Joe. I don't know who he was talking about. Maybe he imagined this or invented it.
We'll get into that. Let's talk about now. Do you need some water, sir?
Yeah.
Let's talk about now the day Joe was taken from you. Tell us about the day his mother just took off with him.
Well, I wasn't there the day he took off.
Did you know anything about it?
No, none at all.
So she took your son away without any knowledge. She didn't say anything. She just took him and left.
Her and her boyfriend.
Her and her boyfriend. Okay. And this was what year?
1974.
So 1974. Joe's around 7 years old, 6, 7 years old at this time.
He was actually, he just turned 7.
Just turned 7. And right as he turned 7, your ex-wife just took him from you with her boyfriend, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do at that point? Your son is gone. What do you do? This is a terrible situation. Doesn't matter if it's 1974, 1984, or 2024. This is stuff that men deal with all the time. How did you deal with that situation, sir?
Well, when I went over there, I called up first, and nobody answered the phone. I went over there that Saturday morning, and the gentleman that was taking care of the janitor of the building they lived in said, "Hey, how you doing, Pops?" I said, "Oh, how you doing? How's everything? You see my son?" He said, "They're gone." I said, "They're gone? Where they moved?" "Yeah, man, California." I said, "God, come on. You can." No, they had the car all packed. They left early yesterday morning.
So you found out from a neighbor that...
Yeah, he was the janitor of the building.
Oh my. What was going through, like, I can't imagine. What was going through your head when that happened?
My head was straight, but my heart bounced. It hit the ground and bounced the butt, and it hit me in the mouth.
As a police officer, did you try to take any legal action?
No, you don't have to be a police officer. What I did was I went home and I called a friend of mine who was an attorney. He came over to see me. He said, "Take it easy, see what happens. We'll talk about it." Because there was nothing he could do because they were on their way out there. I didn't even know where they were going. I didn't know where they were at.
So just to go back a little bit, your ex-wife takes Joe, your son, who you're divorced from at that point, correct?
Yeah.
But she takes your son without your consent to California, and you find out about this from a janitor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I can't think of many worse things than taking someone's son away from them. See, this is one of the problems in society. We need a strong family unit. I am privileged, not because of my skin. I am privileged because I had a mother and a father.
Mother and father?
So you were privileged in this life.
Absolutely.
Joe was not privileged because his mother took his father away from him. This is something that a lot of men deal with in society today, and I just want to make this example clear. Nothing, I can't think of anything that's worse. Sir, how did you deal with this?
Well, about a week and a half after he was gone, I get a letter from the San Francisco welfare that I had to pay $135 a week.
Wow, that's how he find out, huh?
So I said, "Wait a minute." I called.
Okay, so we know how Joe's.
And when you look at him, my people tell me I don't look at him on TV because my parents, my street, my life, where I came from. You don't do no doobies and bongs.
Not at 8 years old.
No, not even when you were 15, 18, we didn't do that.
So he's saying that Joe was his stepdad used to smoke pot in front.
We were trying to live the straight life and be the right thing. That's why I got such beautiful daughters, man.
Let me bring Bridget into this. Being raised by this man, pretty much I'm assuming, he's been a part of your life all your 44 years. Has he been a good influence on you? And if so, please just tell us how.
My father is, he's my biggest fan, and he's my role model. From birth till now, he's just given me and my sister such a wonderful life. anything that a father is supposed to do, my father has done tenfold.
A father's supposed to help educate you. A father's supposed to help protect you emotionally and physically.
Right.
A father's supposed to do everything he can in his position to make sure you have a better life than he did.
100%.
Did he do all that?
Yeah, we went to.
Then you're a good man.
Yeah, no, he Catholic school from kindergarten through high school, college.
This isn't as funny as it remember me.
It ain't 8 hours is it for me. 8 hours is for
Has
the
she
kid.
ever said that you're guilty of anything?
She had to say something. Where did he get the information? But here's my point now, and everybody skips this,
Let's hear it.
except me and my daughter, and my other daughter, my wife, and everybody. Once we talked to the the Sun magazine, and we gave the information to Joe. They did a couple articles on me and my daughter and that. Once they talked to the Sun, then my lawyer, I went to see my lawyer, and he got involved, the one that helped me with that security case. And he sent them, what was it, a cease?
We sent Joe a cease and desist letter from further defaming my father.
And what happened with that?
Joe has not spoken of my father since.
Okay, so you rattled his cage a little bit.
He didn't have a case. He had a bullshit line. He had a bullshit line. Joe is, look it, I said he's a drama queen. Joe got what he got. All them people, I feel sorry for you out there that follow him on the podcast. From here and here, I'm telling you the truth, I feel sorry for you. Because you listen to a liar.
You know, there's this one story that sticks out in my mind that I just want to talk about. And Joe says that, you know, he came from a latchkey home. He said that he was 8 years old and they had moved to San Francisco and he was on Fisherman's Wharf by himself because his mother and the stepfather worked. And
8 years old by himself.
8 years old by himself.
What wonderful parenting.
Yeah.
Okay. And he says, you know, he was doing magic tricks on Fisherman's Wharf at 8 years old.
Once a hustler, always a hustler.
And so they say, well, you know, how did you get in the house? I had the key, I go in, my parents had to work. Not once does he mention Laura. So now Laura is a year younger than Joe. If Joe is 8 by himself on Fisherman's Wharf, where was 7-year-old Laura? Where was she? Why is that? Why, Gary? Why is that not brought up?
That's very interesting. Here's what I'm getting out of this. Obviously, when Joe's a kid, his father's not around, and he's going to believe anything that's in his mother's ear. But once a man gets older, shouldn't he start asking some questions like, where's my father? As a man, you'd want to know those things. Because I got breaking news for you. Women don't always tell the truth. I want to repeat that. Women do not always tell the truth. So, I mean, is that something you agree with as a woman?
I mean, you know, I'm not one of them.
Yeah, but you know where I'm coming from.
But there are women that will maliciously use their children to get their way.
So we have a woman who is in this dude's ear lying, but that's okay. Because we understand when he's a young kid, that's one thing. Once he gets older, in his 20s and his 30s, don't you think he'd want to reach out to his father and see who his father was, who not once went in the media before then and try to talk to him and try to make a big deal?
This reminds me a lot of Quentin Tarantino's dad, Tony Tarantino, where all of a sudden they're reaching out because they're famous. Tony Tarantino's a lot funnier. I think him and Tony Tarantino should start a podcast.
Across with this man right now, this ain't about money for him. You can look in that man's eyes. This is not about money for this man. He is pissed off because he did a lot of things to Joe, like basically not filing charges against his ex-wife to make sure he didn't go to foster care.
100%.
You know, just the compassion of doing something like that after someone ripped your freaking heart out. And I'm assuming that's what happened. And you still did something like that. That shows your character. That is not the character of someone who beats his wife.
No.
I'm sorry. That is just not.
Can we talk about how when my father, because everyone needs to know that when Joe was 7, my father had just started off on the police force. So he was a patrolman, you start off as a patrolman. And my father would direct the traffic on, was it the Clay Street Bridge?
No, the Stickle Bridge, 280.
Stickle Bridge, 280.
Because there's a lot of phony cops out there.
What do you mean by phony cops?
They think they're tough, but they ain't. You put that
They got a badge. They got a badge.
That don't make you pop out with spinach.
Yeah, but when you have a badge, people are less likely to be
No.
forceful.
That's what you got to get rid of. But that comes from leadership. Trickles down. If you got shit at the top, you're gonna have shit at the bottom.
Well, we know with the president right now.
Yeah, the president, he's dead.
All right, this is boring. I thought it'd be a lot funnier. Okay. Ooh. Oh man, I gotta see if Zach's online for this. Oh, he's not gonna like this. What I'm about to get into. So there's this podcast that's very obscure. More, I would even argue, like a bit more obscure than. It's about the same as like the ones I've done. My internet presence. Called Girls Chat. Girls Chat um is a defunct podcast now that was uh similar to it's similar to Red Scare, sort of. It's sort of different. It's pretty much Red Scare, like an anti-Red Scare of these. I think they're like trans or hermaphrodites or something. Like the one died. I don't know the backstory. I wanted Zach on here to explain it, but we're gonna react to it. So yeah, we'll react to it. You only can find it on Internet Archive. So let's react to it. All right, this should be great. The first episode is mocking Red Scare, and yeah, this will be really great. I think. Now we finally have a podcast that is or had one that was not all about the dime square, and yeah, let's listen. This better be great. Zach told me that this is like the most interesting podcast ever, and that it is just so interesting, so interesting. Let's listen to it. I bet it's pretty great. All right. I bet this is just gonna be the most amazing thing ever. So, get into it.
Welcome to the Red Scare podcast. I am the one deranged individual who runs the Anna and Dasha accounts on Twitter.
Welcome, Anna and Dasha.
It's great to be here.
Happy to have you on.
It's a really nice ASMR voice that you're doing.
I'm doing it to be neoliberal.
Oh, really? Yeah, how very neoliberal of you it is to do a calm, wonderful, pleasant ASMR voice to send chills down people's spines.
Neoliberal.
Can you fucking imagine what it would be like like how hellish a person's life would have to be, like how fucked up they'd have to be in the head to have the brain to run our 2 accounts on Twitter simultaneously.
Which 2 accounts?
Our 2 accounts, yours and mine.
Do you mind naming them?
Mine is Alpha Goddess Ashley Olsen on Twitter.
Mine is Evil Mistress Mary Kate Olsen on Twitter, although it's temporarily good for Halloween.
That's temporarily good.
Yeah, it's a disguise.
Yeah. So it's, you know, our names are like a play on Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, who were famously 2 different people. So we're kind of just engaging that long tradition of the bit.
So you get
of
the
being 2
gist.
separate people together.
You know, it's kind of like
it's
kind of like Red Scare, sort of, but not really. It's its own thing. Let's get into. This should be interesting. John McAfee. This should be.
Well, I'm 73, so I am 3 at least times your age. Raised. Thank you very much.
So much. It's great. I love listening to you talk already.
But raised in a time of conservative values, but absolute total freedom. And I believe me when I say that. I was 12 years old when Eisenhower was president, the last president that actually had feelings for the American public, and who warned us, by the way, about what was coming in his exit address. He said, beware what is coming. The military-industrial complex will be the new government. Well, that is exactly what's happened. But anyway, let me get off my high horse. What was I saying? Oh, 73, yes. So I was raised in a time of that you folks will not be able to connect to, at least experientially. And the older I get, the more mysterious life seems to me. And the most important things that I thought were important turn out to be the least important, but neither one comprehensible in any conceivable way. Love, for example, what is that? You know, that thing which lifts your heart and your eyes and your entire being into a level where nothing is bad and all things are good. And every person you see on the street feels that emanation of love, and you feel that reflection. So you know what I'm talking about there. Can you comprehend that? Can you?
I can relate to a lot to what you're saying.
I think I would like to actually go over some of this in a second when we start recording because I'm almost.
Are we going to do serious stuff? Is that what we're saying?
We can do what you're talking.
The fuck is this? What? 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 I thought every podcast I've done in existence, even when I was a teenager, was the worst thing ever. The almost unlistenable thing ever.
I told you, don't start the call until you're ready. I told you. I told you, and now we missed. This was a great, poetic soliloquy.
I'm sorry?
They didn't record your poetic.
The what now?
They forgot to hit the record button.
That doesn't matter. We said nothing of any importance so far. So we've been chatting and enjoying ourselves. I've been drinking some blue substance. Some people are passing what they claim to be some form of weed. You never know these days. And I'm smoking cigarettes. So I'm a very comfortable human being right now. And you all sound, by the way, that you are very comfortable right
now. All right, let's skip through a bit.
On if you need it for your podcast.
Yeah, that was Robert's voice.
It would be different, you know, it'd be coming from a different audio source, but if you don't feel that you didn't hit the record button on time, and don't feel that that's a gotcha situation either. You know, it's just
so it was captured.
Are you offering them your video of this?
Sure, if she needs it.
Okay, well then you've got.
What the fuck is this? What am I listening to? Why did he send me this? Why did he think that I would think this is cool?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Four more questions.
Know what they said?
One more
Okay, well, go ahead.
burning
Go ahead.
question.
Robert has ears. He can hear. What are the questions? Get your ass close to the phone so you can hear. You don't have to be spilling me constantly. Please don't. Can we hear? Okay, go ahead.
All right, my question.
So, is this the whole show? All right, let's go to random.
Hellbent for leather.
The notes say quickly.
I'm like, I've never really met everyone that works at Broadly, but I'm 99% sure that everyone who works at Broadly is self-identifies as a witch.
They're all ghost hunters. That's
Yeah.
great. They're all real ghost hunters. They should start a reality TV show called Ghost Hunters. Broadly female. Broadly female ghost hunters. Broadly female ghost hunters. For girls. For girls. Well, I mean, broadly, the ball's in your court. So, also, another interesting fact about our female friendship with Brandon is that we tried to record a podcast before, actually a year ago, which is really fucked up.
Was it really?
It was like a year ago, yeah, because it was back when, in our old house, it was like,
Was it around last autumn?
All right, let's go to another episode.
Hi, I'm Mary Kate, and I'm with Ashley today. We are making this recording because there was a thread that Ashley posted yesterday, a rather big thread about a prominent quote-unquote alt-lit writer, Steve Rogan book, and within like the format of Twitter, one isn't really able to say a lot about like why they're doing it, how it's impacted them. It's just this, this moment, this spectacle, this, Rogan book is canceled, but that's not why you made your post.
No.
And so, we're making this recording in order to give you kind of a platform that's not mediated by any of these like journalists that have an angle on Rogan.
I think this is what Red Scare sounds like to somebody that's never listened to Red Scare. What the fuck is this? What am I listening to?
And I'm not. And I always just try and be public and just be, honest. And I'm kind of fucking funny, So, anyways, but I'm an artist. My background's in art, and I started this series.
Undeniably an artist.
Thank you. I started this series earlier this year, called Memes in Real Life. And, because I meme myself and people meme myself.
I can't. Dude. Dude. Why the what is this?
Hellbent for leather.
I think. I don't know. What is this?
Right.
Thanks for having us. Shooter as in school shooter?
Yes.
The musician?
School shooter. Yep.
Oh, hey. I like your stuff. I have like your discography.
What is this like? This thing's been around forever. What's with this like New York millennial? I'm really really cool and like really weird. What is with this? Why do they talk like this? With this beta male like speaking style? I really just fucking say what you're gonna say. Are you trying to be artistic and interesting? You're not. This is not interesting. This is garbage. This is audio trash.
So what you're saying about there being forced feminization factories is
What you're saying about forced feminization and the socialist authoritarian state we live in, that's really very postmodern and very almost Nietzschean. And what the fuck are you saying? This is garbage. I don't want to listen to this shit. Why the fuck did Zach send me this shit? This is garbage. I'm glad this podcast ended. It's garbage. I'm like convinced. Listen, Zach, he's been in the Pyre Horde community for many years now. I'm convinced he's gay. Like, no straight man will actually sit through this garbage.
Industrialized bimbification.
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the idea.
It's a Stacy singularity.
Stacy singularity. What does this mean?
Why?
Speak English. Like, speak non-homosexual. Please speak heterosexual.
Antagonism between femcells and Stacy's. I'm concerned for that. Uprising. I'm concerned for that. Now, the one thing that I want to say,
if I was in a room with these people, I would fucking text Watson them.
And have been only women talking in dumbass to meandering ways and ignoring Shooter.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here like bored out of my mind.
Yeah, because you guys are boring. Okay, I'm not saying my show is the most exciting show because it's live and it just depends because I blindly watch stuff. I don't what do you call it? Free screen stuff, so it's just a gamble, and that's why I upload clips of the most exciting moments because that's what's with live streaming. Like live streaming without like knowing what you're getting into, it's just a gamble. You really don't know. And these people might have been gambling too. Like they probably didn't know how their episodes are gonna be, but this is trash. It's just garbage. This is garbage. Dude. This is audio garbage. This is like the Captain Beefheart podcast, and Captain Beefheart sucks. Dick.
I feel like I'm in school right now. Like this is some sort of philosophy lecture. You guys are using terms like
bimbification. Yeah, that's what you hear in the philosophy.
Using all these big words. I don't understand.
Bimbification is the biggest word I know. If I'm being honest.
It's like
femcell.
I'm just checking Twitter right now.
The big words: bimbification, femcell, Stacy, forced femme. So, like, what are your views on gender? Shooter, right? We need to let the man talk. It's been too long.
For sure. Okay, so my ideas on gender. Okay, so my ideal society would pretty much be like the 50s, I guess. Where women were women, people knew their place, and this is like before the technology like revolution. So this is like got fucked up by AI and such. But generally, the basis of my ideology is women are the cause of all the suffering in the world. Like how people say behind every great man, there's a great woman, but to every tragedy that's caused by a man is actually caused by a woman.
When you say tragedy that's caused by a man, what do you mean?
Like school shootings, terrorist attacks.
What the fuck are they talking about?
Shootings, just.
This is what's funny. The Red Scare Reddit and like Dime Square, like Zoomers that want to be in Dime Square so bad that I talked on Instagram and stuff. This is what they're like. They're like these people. These are the worst people ever. They have too much air in their head. They're too airy. Like, be grounded in reality.
violence in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most people complain there isn't opportunities between the two genders, like, you know, the glass ceiling and whatever. But I think there are too many. Like, I think both genders are put on a too much of an equal pedestal. I think the sexes should be separated. Well, like, they should be, boys and girls should be separated in school. Boys should be taught how to read, that, and girls should be taught how to cook and clean. Men should have careers, and women should stay at the home.
Dude, if you can actually like sit through this, you fucking dolt, as Jim Norton.
I believe it's praise be to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I thought it was praise be to you, Lord Christ.
Lord Jesus.
And a female bimbo.
He does.
For Satan.
Yeah, for Satan.
Let's not.
Okay. I'm done. I tap out. This fuck that sucks. Why did Zach say? Did he really think I was gonna like this? Dude, like, come on. Alright. We can talk about we can watch some Jubilee videos. I don't have my keyboard near me. And so hold on, I want to see what he sent me a message. I'm gonna see what it says. Fuck yeah. Can't wait till you get to the Taylor Swift episode. Oh yeah, let's watch we have to watch the Taylor Swift episode, I guess. Alright. Let's go back. Pull up the Taylor Swift episode. Dude, I'm still lighting it. Yeah. Not even that far. Oh, where's Taylor Swift? Text is so small, dude, on here. My computers. I'm not saying I need glasses, but alright.
Because he tricked me, so
You didn't trick him at all.
I tricked him worse than he tricked me. I punished him for tricking me because.
But the punishment wasn't a trick.
Well, I would say I.
The fact that he actually sat through all of these is wow, dude. Like, he must not have ADHD. If you don't have ADHD, like if you have ADHD, you cannot sit through this. Actually, if you're not a faggot, unless you're a faggot, I can't, dude. I can't even talk right now. I'm so fucking annoyed. The only way you can sit through this is if you're a faggot. A depressed faggot, not even a happy one.
Taylor Swift. I'm proud to say that. So that's why I will say I tricked him. But he.
So what makes this episode so amazing? Let's find out.
Yeah, a couple days ago we were talking about doing this, and he was like, I'm so ready to do your podcast. And I was like, oh yeah? And he was like, yeah, I wrote a paper on why Taylor Swift is the greatest musical example. And I said, LOL, really? Like, not really. And he was like, yeah. I said,
I think
like,
Zach
that
is
sounds
expecting
really
me
good.
to think this is so hilarious. Yes, this is so based and so transgressive. No, this is shit.
Or something. He's like, well, I'm glad you like it because I was completely serious. And I actually wrote a 5-page paper. And I said, dude, did you really? And he said, yeah. And so this morning, right, 5 minutes before we were going to start recording, I was like, hey, you have your Taylor Swift paper ready to go. You have your alcohol. You have your Taylor Swift paper ready to go." And he was just like, "What?" And I said, "The Taylor Swift paper that you told me days ago that you wrote." And
Our
he said,
concepts.
"Dude," he was like, "Dude, I was just clowning on you." I was like, "What?"
And our entire concept for what we were gonna do today in this episode was based around
Taylor Swift paper.
The Taylor Swift paper.
Because that's actually funny. So I was
It's
like,
really
because he said, when he told me that he did it, he said, "Oh, I did it because I know it's good content." I was like, yeah, you're right. That is good content. And so this morning I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious? You little bitch, are you serious? You're going to write a Taylor Swift paper right now. Immediately you have to write a Taylor Swift paper because I am not doing this episode without the Taylor Swift paper. That's the entire premise." You know, is that so we're gonna have he wrote one this morning. I forced him to write one. I forced him to drink and write a paper on Taylor Swift about why she is the greatest musical example that he's going to read, and that will be mainly the activity we have him do for your entertainment and pleasure as you JOI along to his reading of Taylor Swift. And reference to Taylor Swift, even perhaps something as nebulous as talking about the blonde girl.
This is what I think of it, this episode.
Would you agree with that assessment? And you moved
Cool,
from the girl.
Wow, great episode. I didn't even fucking finish it because I'm not that much of a fucking faggot to fucking finish this weird knockoff Red Scare podcast that's worse than anything I've done. I'm not listening to it. It's not interesting. There's a reason why nobody talks. It's not interesting at all. Right? Like, dude, like, I'm not listening to that fucking garbage ever again. All right, let's watch some Jubilee videos. I'm gonna have to get up and type it in.
If it was really up to me, I really appreciate this last person's style. I would put them first.
Oh, what? I didn't see those. Okay, is this a game changer? That's a game changer.
I thought they would like low-key dress like NPCs, like default characters in games.
I feel like millennials will definitely take it a little easier. They're more like...
Why? Why do they have like a chick in a hijab on here? That's not Zoomer fashion. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of the whole, well, I want my Muslim wife. I'm not a Muslim, but I want a Muslim wife. And I want 5 of them. You're gay if you want that many women. If you want 5 wives, you're a fucking gay. Like, why would you want to surround yourself with that many women? Women are annoying and complain all the time. So this video is millennial versus Zoomer fashion.
Due to a little box and like be more safe with.
And she said that millennials look like default characters. What does that mean? And no millennial and no Zoomer dresses like this in real life. This is only like weird, like LA alt models that do magazine shoots dressed like this.
With it, because now Gen Z growing up, people really try to one up and get more and more out there, like hence myself and then even the people that were here with me.
No, it's nothing new.
Millennials, you now must stay silent. Gen Z, you can talk.
The power.
I'm like so scared now.
I was expecting something else, bro.
You guys are way better dressed than I thought.
No, for real, like, I was thinking it would be like horrible. Like.
I was thinking like some plain shirt and some just like slacks or like just I don't know. But
First off, I like bro that he knows his
That guy's
proportions.
kinda
He knows what works on his
what he
body
looks
with like the tight jacket, the jeans, and then the shoes.
He's got
and then
that
the
Vincent Gallo Brown Bonnie drip going on. He's got that Bud Clay drip.
accessories. It's like them little touches.
I also love the color scheme.
Yeah,
the way
the
that
color
you match
scheme.
the
I
jacket
want to
matches.
move you to like 2. Can we run that?
That's
Like,
not
y'all-
millennial. Like this is weird. Like it should be like fashion that originated with where the what it should match with their generation. Like that look. That look has been around since like the 60s.
The same wavelength.
Yeah.
And then we can still
Yeah,
move
we
it
can
around
move it.
after too. But for now, I think
Nobody dressed, no millennial or Zoomer, even the hipsters, even the people in LA, New York, like they don't dress like this. This is, I'm saying, this is only for like specific photo shoots. Like nobody thinks this is cool.
to be 2. Can I see your shoes? Like those white ones? Oh.
Yeah.
Those are
If
juicy.
it was up to me,
I'm juicy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
These are all actors.
I agree with that.
Yo, can you put the glasses on too? Like that's an accessory.
I feel like there's a lot of mini details that tie it all in together
Yeah, it's the
fully.
rings, the jewelry.
I figured I'd be probably like 1 or 2, which sounds very pretentious, but I don't know. I just figured based off millennial fashion, that's probably where I'd land.
I would personally put him a little lower just because it's very like skinny.
I personally really like his outfit. I think it's really classy. I really like the shoes.
It gives millennial.
Can you two switch? Are you guys
I'm
cool with
down.
that?
I'm down with
Them
these two to
switching?
switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. You stay here, you guys. You and Leather Jacket.
Oh, you want to put bro 4?
I want him 2 and 4.
I think he should
I
be
agree with
3rd
that.
because like I love her outfit. I think it fits for her, but I've seen this outfit 100,000 times.
Yeah.
You feel? I feel like these have a little more individuality than something like this because it's like a fashion episode. You look great, but that's playing it safe. You know, we're supposed to be swagged out right now.
I'm not mad about it. It's my personal style. It's what I feel most comfortable
Yeah,
in.
she's
So I
fine.
would never
She's
want
dressed.
to, you know.
She dresses fine. Gotta be swagged out. What a fucking faggot.
Dress up in something that isn't me.
I really like the glasses right there.
Can you
I
put
like
those
that.
on too?
Come on. I like the tote bag. I like the shoes. I like the silhouette of the top.
Yeah, he does have a very millennial hipster look.
You definitely have a look to you, and I love the look.
Okay, then-
I'm here for it. I love the
think he
accessories.
should go the
Wait,
third
hold on, yo.
for now.
I was thinking 2.
Yo, hold on, cause I'm really feeling her outfit, bro. I am like, too. I'm just
Okay, we
like,
gotta
I'm like,
touch on
if
this.
me personally,
I love the
I
pants.
picked them
Can you
second.
like
Pants are
look
hard.
down so I could see the little
Yeah.
The charm.
Yeah,
This
okay,
is so
yeah.
all these people except for like I think like the Asian chick on the left and that guy, the Vincent Gallo drip guy, and that chick that dresses normal. Besides them, everybody in this is dressing so ugly. The one chick in the white, the gray pants isn't bad. Pretty much the ones that kind of dress normal. They look good, fine. The people are trying to be very fashionable, look really bad. Their clothes is very ugly looking.
Yeah.
See, look at the
The
braid.
necklace too. The necklace.
She needs to be moved
braid?
up.
Wait.
It is a braid.
Yeah.
Yo, pop over to number 2, please.
Yeah.
I'm used to folks being kind of startled by the way I dress and stuff since.
Is this female
Yeah,
Danny?
I
Is this
will.
female Danny Brown? They got nuclears, cuz. Jupiter. Let me guess. One of your signs is in. Is it Mercury or Sagittarius and Jupiter? I'm trying to remember.
I was a little surprised.
Okay.
I would love to have these 2 switch.
Low key.
I think he's
agree.
above him, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
let's
me,
see.
I would put him above him.
I'd put him realistically 2, but
If you want to go 3rd, I think we could work that.
I think he is a really good base
And
for
then let's see how that-
what millennial fashion is.
Yeah. This is like typical millennial fashion. Like I would feel like I would see you guys in an ASOS or like something like that, you know? So how we feeling? Is this?
Personally, I like this order.
This is ideal for me.
I really like this
I
order.
like it.
I mean, I'm okay with it just because like it's obviously a group consensus. I would make some changes, but
What changes would you make?
I'd probably switch them too, if anything.
Okay. I like where we're at.
I
mean,
agree. I like
This
it.
is roughly what I'd have.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, the necklace that you're wearing, I have the same thing.
I love the piercings
Seriously.
too.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think tattoo is a great way to express yourself.
Let's
and I think,
see it.
I think your tattoo
Okay, yeah.
does a really great job
Oh, yeah.
of emphasizing and highlighting your fashion.
No, on top of that, his eyes, like,
Yeah.
it's,
For real, like,
it's
I don't
very
think you could
similar.
choose that, but
No,
it's
like
okay.
it matches
I
your
know.
outfit. I don't know how you styled your eyes, like to match it. Like,
This is crazy.
like you know, like you built it like.
It matches
like
though.
if.
Okay, I think we're good, right?
This is
we're good, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Skip.
Where do you work? I feel like this is like a corporate on the weekend job.
She
I
definitely
do have a
works at
corporate
You have a
job,
corporate
yes.
job, and
Yeah.
this is
like a clothing, like a Rue 21 or something.
what you would wear
Old
to go
Navy. She looks like an Old Navy worker.
to like a brunch with the girls or something.
Probably, yeah.
So I just made like a whole scenario in my head.
Yeah, yeah, I do have to dress like business, you know, in the workplace,
Okay.
but.
So, do you like my outfit?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Another better help. I should get better help to answer the show.
It's, yeah, just ran with that.
Where do you shop, bro?
Me?
Like at this point, yeah.
I buy a lot of secondhand off Grailed and Depop.
What's your favorite Grailed purchase you've ever?
Really?
Actually, these boots are probably one of them. So these boots are probably older than all of you guys, actually. Yeah.
Don't doubt it.
Oh,
What boots are they?
So these are Dirk Bickenbergs from I think like
Oh, the Dirk
1980.
Bickenbergs?
For me, I always like things that are a little bit harder to obtain, which is why I like secondhand, because you can find a lot more rare
I have a lot
items that people aren't wearing. Because I appreciate being unique and individual. So for me, I like to
You're
experiment. a
not
bit more.
unique. You
love
look
that.
like the default model, like you see in like promo, like you see in like corporate videos, and like you walk into a Target or like an Old Navy, and they have the photos of the models and stuff. That's what he looks like. That's what a lot of these people look like. Like that's what I'm saying. This is not interesting. These aren't. This is not an interesting.
I call myself a professional shapeshifter.
They all look like a lot. Some of them look like a lot of the people they have on here. They look like Jet Set Radio characters or like SSX characters.
There you go.
Because like
Yeah.
you have to try on different styles. You can't just stick to one.
She looks. I think she looks good. I notice the Asian girls always look good with like pink. Yeah. She looks good.
One thing,
Yeah.
like you never know. Like I could look like a Barbie doll right now, but next day I'm gonna look like a rock star's girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like it's so different.
I feel that.
Millennials, you're now going to rank Gen Z.
Gen Z is definitely a lot more fashionable than millennials. Yeah, they grew up with TikTok and Instagram where they can see all of their favorite people, what they're wearing, and they can kind of emulate that.
Okay, yeah, for younger Zoomers. I'm an elder Zoomer or a Zillennial, they call it. I don't. When TikTok was, I was an adult. I think I was already an adult when TikTok came a thing. I don't even have a TikTok. I'm actually going to create one to you know, promote myself, get myself out there because it's pretty much the best social media app to do that stuff nowadays. I'm still on the old apps and websites and stuff. Even though I'm not even trying to really be big, I'm just making stuff, you know. That's why I'll do a live stream with no audience because I archive these videos, I clip them and stuff. I like doing this. I like the process, and so this is good practice. And so, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I was too old for a lot of this stuff. Definitely, Instagram was a thing when became a thing when I was in middle school, but yeah, I was already an adult when TikTok came out. That's why, like, sometimes when I talk, like I said, I called tweets posts. I still do that through tweets, not posts. Like, I kind of have a 1990s boomer brain.
First thought I thought when I saw the Gen Z people was like, this is Gen Z. There's just so many bright colors and it's super fun, super visually appealing. I was shocked that there were no Crocs because that's something in my mind that is synonymous with Gen Z. Okay, so organizing as a group here. Yes. Immediately, I would put her near the front. Why? I love the shoes from what I see of them. I love the pants. I kind of just love everything about it. I like the glasses. The glasses are super fun, very bold. For Gen Z, this is quite sleek.
Gen Z, just do your own fashion. It doesn't have to fall into your own generation. Do your own thing. I don't get this.
I think.
Yep. So if
Let's
you want to
shuffle.
go to the front,
Okay. Well, all the way to the front.
I like him there too because I'm very much into like the hoodies. I like the beanie. I like the shoes, the jeans.
I would actually put her
Mateo.
maybe 1 or 2 spaces
And
over there
Mateo.
as well. Because
I wonder if that's
it's a
him.
little too.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. I wonder if that's my cousin. Hold on, go back.
I would actually put her maybe 1 or 2 spaces. Very bold. For Gen Z,
He's
this
a
is
Zoomer, and he would be probably an adult now.
quite sleek, I think.
Yep. So if
Let's
you want to
shuffle.
go to the front,
Okay. Well, all the way to the front.
I like him there too because I'm very much into like the hoodies. I like the
Dude, that guy possibly.
beanie. I like the shoes.
I'm not making it up. This guy could be a cousin. I have a cousin named Mateo. It looks like that could be him now. And yeah, he'd probably be. Yeah, he'd probably be like 19, 20 now. So this could easily be him.
The jeans.
I would actually put her maybe 1 or 2 spaces over there as well. Because even though it's a little too
And if it's, I think I call him. Oh no.
bright for something that I would wear, I love that it's matching.
I like
like
hers
the makeup.
best. I like hers the best. I think she looks the best. I think her tattoos actually work. Asian girls, I don't know. Sometimes they can't pull off tattoos, but when they do, they do. I think she does.
How everything is like cohesive.
Yeah, even the teeth. I don't know if you noticed the teeth gems. Yeah.
I didn't know where I was gonna land only because I have very bold and unique fashion. I really didn't know how this was gonna translate, especially towards a more minimalist group, I would say, or more earth-toned group.
So I would
That's a
say
good
just
detail.
for now, maybe swap right here, just for now.
I agree.
I mean, for me,
is
I
so
would put her at number 2.
I know.
Actually, I'd put her at 1, honestly, just because I also
Okay.
like the tattoos. I'm a big tattoo
I agree.
person.
Yeah.
I think that ties into fashion as well.
No, I agree.
You know,
I think
right?
fashion is kind of like the whole
Yeah, it's the
aesthetic.
whole
The
aesthetic.
accessories, the tattoos, hair, everything.
Actually, I might switch this guy and her together. The reason is, for her, she's actually styled the jacket a little bit in that, she has one
She has a hijab.
shoulder
I'm
off.
sorry,
so
but like, yeah, you can fashion the hijab, but like yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how you're gonna. You can't do much with your fits if you have that on. You know.
a little bit more effort than just, putting it on.
I like her fit a lot. There's so many different pieces, but I think they're complementary and it's not too much. Like she, to me, is upper, like 1 or 2.
Can you two go up here and you go in the 4th spot?
I actually don't disagree with that.
Okay.
Okay.
If it was really up to me, I really appreciate the slash person style. I would put them first.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
advocate.
I really love all the accessories. This
I do
person
too.
has headphones.
He has an emo minion backpack. Boo! Can we get some booze in the house? Can we get some booze in the house? Can we get some booze? Can we get some booze? Can we get some booze? Where's my booze at? Where's my booze? I mean, well, that is ridiculous. That he looks like an SS Tricky character, but not cool.
Had everything.
Oh, what? I didn't even see those. Is this a game changer? That's a game changer.
It's a game alter.
Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate that it's very unique to him.
I really appreciate something bold like that. And not only something bold, but clearly confident and unashamed about it.
All right, so what are we changing? Are we moving him up?
I would, and I'll be honest, because I've seen like this outfit a lot, to be fair. It looks good. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but I've seen that formula a lot.
Some might say I look like a drippy minion or what, but you know, it's what I want to wear.
I swear to
Feels like
God,
it.
that's... Dude, it could be him. It could be my cousin. I swear to fucking... It could be... I don't
Right,
know.
like it is very simple.
Dude, I swear that's him. Like... Oh, maybe not. I would not be surprised. That's my cousin.
I prioritize the way my clothes fit me and my proportions rather than super out there and all these crazy pieces.
Am I allowed to ask to see a little bit more of your shoe?
Let's see it.
Oh, see, I like that. Yeah, if it were up to me, I think she would stay right there.
Wait, I thought we were switching. What happened? Can we switch?
Are we?
Yeah.
Does everyone agree with that?
I think so.
I'm okay with it.
I'm a little bit biased. I would want her at number one. The small details, like with the teeth jewelry. It's a little bit extra effort where not a lot of people would necessarily think about.
I would personally like switch.
These two?
These two?
Yeah.
I would too, actually.
So does that mean we sort of agree that number one stays at number one?
I think we agree
I
that number
wanted
two
to
should be number one.
switch 2 and 1.
I think both of us agree.
Can you please switch?
Okay,
Just
go ahead and
please.
switch.
Yeah.
And then
Did
I
you want to
think-
switch to these two?
Yeah, let's switch to you two as well.
But he thinks she's number one. What was the time?
This is a democracy. If I'm outvoted, that's okay with me.
I mean, it's okay.
But
I'm not mad
I'm
about
happy.
it.
What piece did you put on that you were most excited to wear today?
I really like emphasize on simplicity, and I really like being comfortable and things like that. And coming from a background of like skating, of just bagging and things like that. So honestly, probably the jacket because it's not something I typically wear. It's kind of a standout piece, very bright.
I love it.
You look good, man. I want to ask you, what are your fashion hot takes? So, for example, I know one hot take that a lot of people say, and I don't agree with this, but
Yeah.
they think skinny jeans should be a thing of the past. Like, that should not be worn anymore.
Like for that specific one, I feel like
No, skinny jeans were never. I remember I tried a pair when they were a thing, like in 2011 or something. I tried a pair and I immediately had to take it off. I have really big balls, and I was like, I can't wear this. I've always had big balls. The ladies know.
everything has its times.
If
Like
you
right now, a
know,
lot of
you
people are wearing
know.
baggy pants. And
Ash has big balls. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
you know, we got some baggy pants. Skinny jeans might come back. I think that one, me personally, everything is just like wish-wash. You know, in 10 years, fashion gonna be different. 10 more years is gonna be different.
Can I have a follow-up question? You
Yeah.
mentioned like some things like, you know, fads change, things come and go. Is there anything that you're wearing right now that you're like, oh, this is a staple, this is gonna be a classic in 10 years?
My Jeremy Scott Adidas, like, I remember these being big when I was like growing up, so now I have them again. Me personally, I'm gonna wear these till I die, you know? I have like 20 colors of these.
You got
Someone
20
else
Jeremy
might not think the
Scotts,
same
wow.
thing, yeah.
What are do you have any like fashion influences from family or maybe musicians?
I'm actually the only person who actually dresses up like in my household. So
okay.
yeah, I used to like kind of model in Indonesia. I was like an
Oh,
exchange
nice.
student there. So actually like this piece is I made it with someone. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you find yourself identifying with stereotypical millennial and Gen Z fashion? Because stereotypically, like generalized, and I see influences of both.
Specifically with today, I wanted to be comfy, cute, casual, and my biggest statement piece would actually be my accessories rather than the actual clothing pieces, so yeah.
You wore them very well.
Yeah. Can we see your heels?
Yeah, so they're actually thigh
I think she
highs
looks
that
really
I tucked
good,
in my outfit, but I'm a big boots girl. I have boots tattooed on me. I love a chunky heel. You'll never see my actual height.
Asian
You'll never know
girls
how tall.
look really good with wearing stereotypical extreme white girl fashion, especially she kind of has like the early 2000s look, and Asian girls look really good in those outfits. I don't like white girls that dress like that, but I think I like some that dress like how she's dressed, but Asian girls always look better in stereotypical white girl clothes than
tall or short I am. So I'm a big.
I actually don't even know what Asian. What would an Asian fit be? I know Japanese and stuff, they have their own fashion, but in America they usually wear whatever.
Heels girl.
Are your nails? This is such a dumb man question. Are your nails comfortable? Do you have to like? Do you catch
Ah shit, my stream crashed. Yep, got here. It's Jubilee video.
them on something as you're getting ready?